Hey, this is Jonathan Blackwell of Wisconsin Badgers basketball. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. Starting right here in Madison last night, the Badgers basketball team handled business against the Ball State Cardinals as they dominated 86-55. UW started the game on a 27-6 run and never looked back. Individually, Nolan Winter led the way for Wisconsin with a 19-point and 10-rebound double-double. Greg Gard & Company are now off for almost a week before getting back at it next Monday against SIUE. It's their last cupcake matchup before the schedule starts to get difficult. Heading down to Charlotte, North Carolina, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks have a date with the Hornets. The Bucks have taken the last 4 out of 5 from Charlotte and are currently 5.5 point road favorites, according to ESPN Bet. Tip-off is slated for 6 p.m. immediately following Jim, Matt, and Molly right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
There aren't any Jasons 12 and under. That's a dead name.
Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher.
How many kids do you hear, hey, Marky? It might be almost to the point of Ruth.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
You love that name so much, you don't even go by it.
On 100.5 ESPN.
If you call me Mark, I'm fine. I like my name. I like my name a lot.
The ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch.
And ESPN Madison on YouTube.
It's Wilde and Tausch, isn't it?
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It is! All right, yesterday we took calls, which would be a Monday, but it was a Monday game, so it was Tuesday. So this must be the Wednesday edition.
Yeah, checks out. Wednesday.
You guys comfy?
I'm telling you, man, I feel like FDR right now.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire edition. The live from Vortex in downtown Barneveld. Is that an accurate description?
I don't know if I'd say downtown. I'd say adjacent, like downtown adjacent.
Okay,
is what I would say.
A fun road trip. I'm sorry I can't be there. I will instead be talking to Matt LaFleur and asking him all the hard-hitting questions that folks feel we haven't asked him so far after their back-to-back losses edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the all-new, all-redesigned, all-free ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jace Wilde in Green Bay and adjacent to downtown Barneveld with Riley Yauk in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. It is Jesse Nelson and it is Mark Tauscher live from Vortex. Gentlemen, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jason. This is fun. I love when we do our little road trips.
You know, this is a big deal, Jason, when we're not having, like, lunch, and Jesse still comes on the remote. Mm-hmm. That tells you how great Vortex is. So I just want to paint a picture for people.
Ooh.
Obviously, Vortex is huge with veterans. 1 in 10 employees of the 400 that are out here are former veterans. The American flag lining, they had a big event out here yesterday in honor of Veterans Day. So the flags are flying everywhere, and it's windy, so you really see them wisping through. And this would be of, I think, great interest to you. As we're driving in on the right side, they have basically a par 3 course just sitting there. And you can go play. They're not charging. You can literally, anyone that's coming through you can use your Vortex rangefinder at the Vortex par 3 golf course. But very excited that they've had us out there. Obviously, big with hunter safety. You can come get your scope checked to make sure that when you're out deer hunting and things like that, you're going to be all dialed in. So, and this place is kind of built for you, actually, because dog friendly. I'm telling you, I saw they have 300 acres behind us. That is you got the little golf course, but also walking, and people are out walking their dogs. And when we came out here last time, there's dogs everywhere. They have dog beds by their desks. They're dogs. I don't know how many of their employees have dogs, but their dogs come to work every day with them. It's quite a deal.
There's just one employee like Wilde who has 10 dogs and just brings.
No, I don't know if they let you bring the 38 cats. I'll ask if they're cat friendly too.
Fair.
So you could have come with your 100 dogs and your 52 cats and your just balls of yarn and maybe come out here to Vortex. But we're excited. Golf. It is very happy to be out here today.
Well, they're obviously a great partner. I'm sure we'll make another road trip there down the road, and I probably will leave our 2 dogs home when I do it. But that's awesome, and I am jealous. As you guys know, I was hoping I'd be able to come. They were obviously great with us, and the girls love their rangefinders that they used.
By the way, their swag and their gear. You see their hats, and I have a pair of Vortex binoculars for game days. Because I'm getting older for the games, which I always used to laugh at LePay about. Now I'm sitting there. And on staying on brand, I have my little coffee in the Vortex mug, and I just spilled it all over my papers
because you don't have a cover.
Put the top on it.
Yeah. Well, you and Jason Kelsey. All right. Well, it's going to be really fun. Do you guys have anything else do you have anything else planned for while you're there other than Jesse testing out the binocs?
We're going to go check out the entire operation again and see. Again, Vortex has got. They're in the golf game. They're in the hunting. They're in everything that you can kind of get. But, again, their merch. And, we're going to have their CEO join us because they've been such a great partner. And in the trivia game, he is going to run trivia today, which is –
wow.
It's a high honor on a Wisconsin Geography
Did he write
Wednesday.
the questions, or did he ask Joe to do it?
That's a good question.
So Joe Hamilton is the name of the CEO.
It'll be
he is
Barneveld. We'll call him Barneveld Joe or Vortex.
Yeah.
Vortex
Maybe we'll call
Joe.
him Vortex Joe.
That would make more sense.
We'll let him kind of dictate what that looks like. But just a last reminder, again, it is a place you can come and tour. It's free to come in, and they'll show you all around everything that they have to offer. So if you're in the area, pop on out.
All right. So because Vortex specializes in optics, and because we got a text from our buddy Dan Kelly, retired from AmFam, now teaching at UW. I got probably 6 or 8 other memes sent to me.
6 or 7. Yeah.
Trying to do that less. I hear it's passe now. No one does it anymore because parents ruined 6-7.
Nice job, everybody.
I need your help.
All right.
Because the optics, see what I did there, of
pretty good.
Matt LaFleur with his back to the field looking at his Microsoft tablets and jotting down notes on his play sheet.
Quick question for you, Jason. Which optics is worse? Murph
Losing the game.
down the sled hill, arms up, or Matt LaFleur not watching the game and all by himself swiping for different whatever he was doing?
Ice creams. I'm I'm inclined to say Murph on the sled hill, but that wasn't like during a game, and I understand.
No, it's a little different.
Yeah, what was wrong with the optics of that?
No, it looked ridiculous.
Sound very
He's
presidential.
just a guy having fun.
No, I loved it, but I can understand why people didn't.
I would say that while I understood what LaFleur was doing, the optics of him not watching the game while it's going on, even though the defense is on the field and he's the offensive play caller, were not great. And so I would say probably because it's in game, Matt LaFleur wins or loses, however you like to look at it. And so my question for you is, because again, I do feel like we need to ask the difficult questions, but I want to ask it in a manner that is going to get an actual answer. How would you ask Matt LaFleur about that today at 1:35 when he is scheduled to speak with us, which I want to thank them for doing it after the show is over so I can be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you have some fun with it. And I know after a loss it's tough, but I think you could say, have your kids gotten involved in any of these gifts or
memes?
And I don't know how the memes, because there's some fun ones. And obviously he is a partner with a lot of folks, and there's been fun. So I think there's a fun way to do it. I think you're up against the fact that had they won the game 13-10, I think you could have done it. Losing, and especially the shrapnel LaFleur's taking, and I'm sure he hears a little bit of it, not the extent. I think you're going to have to. I don't know how you do that today. I don't. That's. But then again, there's a reporter that asked him if he's worried about getting fired right after the game. So if you're going to do that, then this is child's play.
I would start with it. I would say, and I would go like all in on it. Say, were you playing Candy Crush? Were you ordering pizza?
Right.
And see, I would lead with it and see what he does. The room will chuckle.
I am. It's always a challenge to get the first question in. There's a few folks that tend to do that. So I do want to. I want to ask about that. I do think we have to ask about the play calling. I don't see anyone as a viable option for him to abdicate that responsibility.
The moment he gives up play calling, I think, is going to be the beginning of the end.
Totally agree with you.
That is what he is known for, and I know Packer fans are a little bit frustrated. I thought it was a very uncreative, conservative plan. I saw some of the things Orlovsky said, who is a Matt LaFleur apologist, in my opinion. He loves Matt LaFleur. And he was tough on Matt, saying you got to let it rip and you got to do some of the things we talked about. If he does that, I do think that's the beginning of the end for him. So you have bad games. You have criticism. That's part in the life of being an NFL head coach. And he's going to have a good week. He needs to devise and scheme some stuff up and let Jordan Love go and play ball against the New York Giants defense that isn't that great. They're good pass rushers, but there's a lot of holes, and this should be one of those games that Matt LaFleur and this offense can do some things.
So I'm thinking for that question, Matt, I'm assuming you're not interested in giving up play calling, right? And then give him an opportunity to say, I would do that if I thought it was best for the team. And then I would say, okay, so if you're not going to do that, what are the ways that you can get your offense going more effectively? What more do you need to do then to do that? So I think that's kind of my game plan for that. We've got a game plan for today's show. Jesse and Tausch are live from Vortex. We will have Vortex Joe trivia.
VJ.
Did we check with Joe Hamilton if he's okay with being Vortex Joe?
He's got his own pod.
He's running.
Listen, man, he might be taking over our jobs.
Yeah.
He's got his own podcast.
You're going to like
too.
Vortex Joe.
Well, we're always in the market for a cousin sub or two. That's
true.
always
as much
necessary.
time as you take off, I agree.
Indeed. But before we can get to any of the other fun stuff, including Brian Bulaga, who, because it is Wednesday, is scheduled to appear, Tausch needs to tell us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
I do, and when it comes to your home, the smart play is to trust Gina Della and her great team over at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. This month, score a whole house of new energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, 0 interest for 72 months. And you know what? Got that fireplace crackling? You want to keep all that heat in? Make sure your windows will allow you to do that. Pella will do it. That's a drive you can sustain for years, and you keep your home comfortable thanks to that incredible defense like the Packers have, and also Pella Windows has, stopping all of the drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
More with Jesse and Tausch live from Vortex. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Win a pair of tickets to see Green Bay host Chicago on December 7th.
Which includes access to Green Bay's upscale tailgating destination,
The Tundra Trio.
3 upscale homes just steps from the stadium, featuring next-level pre- and post-game festivities with gourmet food and premium drinks. Thanks to Dr. Pepper and ESPN Wisconsin. Enter to win now at ESPNWisconsin.com.
Wherever you watch the game, nothing hits like the bold signature flavor of Dr. Pepper.
Enjoy an ice-cold Dr. Pepper during your next visit to McDonald's. No purchase necessary. Enter by November 23rd.
We see you out there gearing up for the cold weather ahead. From home winterization to vehicle maintenance, insulated apparel, and more, Blaine's Farm and Fleet has what you need for the season at unbeatable value. Like all windshield wiper blades, 25% off, 10% off Southwire extension cords and building wire. Rewards members save 15%, and Rewards members save $5 on Blaine's Platinum Automotive batteries. Find the value you need to get ready for winter your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Calling all hard seltzer lovers. It's time to keep it tasty with Neutral Vodka Seltzer. Made with real vodka and real juice. Neutral delivers clean, refreshing flavor with every sip. From pineapple to watermelon, orange and lime, there's something for everyone. Perfect for any occasion. And when it's game day, make it a tasty game day with Neutral. The ultimate drink to cheer, chill, and keep it tasty all day long. Neutral, keep it tasty. Enjoy responsibly. 2025 Anheuser-Busch Neutral. Flavored vodka and carbonation. 4.5% alcohol by volume. St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Jesse and Tausch roll on from Vortex as we honor veterans. Yesterday was obviously Veterans Day, and we spent our time talking, obviously, about the Packers, but a very important piece to what Vortex does, and great that you guys are out there for that. I am very focused on getting to Brian Bulaga on time. I made that my goal this morning.
Good luck.
So, good luck. So let's get to a couple of newsworthy items from yesterday and see if we don't get sidetracked on our way. First, the same man who some folks were wondering if it was time to start thinking about having a conversation about their employment has now won NL Manager of the Year back to back. Pat Murphy wins his second straight Manager of the Year award. Jesse, we have teased you a lot since that fateful day after Pablo Iglesias' birthday, especially after we saw the success they had in the regular season, and obviously you wanted to see them beat the Dodgers and make it to the World Series. That did not occur. But what do you think of Pat Murphy winning yet another Manager of the Year award?
It's awesome. I think with a championship, he could be regarded as one of the greatest coaches in Wisconsin sports history. If he were to win Manager of the Year back-to-back years and then win a championship, everybody likes him. Nobody ever wants him to leave. When Craig Counsell left for the rival Cubs, no one better could have stepped in to take over the Brewers as a manager than Pat Murphy. It's kind of hilarious that Craig Counsell deserved to win Manager of the Year several times during his tenure in Milwaukee, never did. And the minute he leaves, the only person to win it in the National League is the Brewers manager, Pat Murphy. That's pretty funny. I love it. Murph is the best. From the way he conducts the press conferences to the way that he manages the team, his personality, the way the team embodies him, he is the perfect coach. And I think Barry Alvarez knows him from their time at Notre Dame together, speaks incredibly highly of him. Everybody speaks highly of him. Well-deserved. He should have won the award. He did win the award again. And I hope he wins it again next year. And I will never broach the subject of moving on from Pat Murphy ever again because of what he's done in these first two seasons as the Brewers manager.
Seems a little revisionist-y to me here, doesn't it? Doesn't this seem a little revisionist-y from old revisionist Jesse?
What?
You wanted him fired in May, and now you're saying he should never be fired again.
I was wrong. It's okay to admit when I don't do this very often. I am saying I was very wrong to ask when we should start thinking about having the conversation about Pat Murphy moving. Ricky Weeks realizes this guy ain't going anywhere anytime. He moved into a different role with the team. He thought he was going to take over as the manager in a year or two when he came over to be the assistant manager, and now he's doing something else in the front office. He's like, this guy's got it. This isn't my job anymore. So Murph, I hope he stays for a long time. The thing I was actually getting nervous about on the back end of the season, and I didn't want to say this in the midst of the playoff run, if the Yankees were looking to move on from their manager, at what point does...
You start having a conversation about Pat Murphy going to New York.
At what point does Pat Murphy become the most coveted manager in baseball, just like Joe Madden did with the Cubs a couple of years ago, or like Craig Counsell going to the Cubs? Like, if you're the Yankees, if you're the... I don't know, the Mariners, the Padres. I guess he was already with the Padres at a different time. If you're any team that thinks you're in contention, I would make a call to the Brewers and see if you could talk to Pat Murphy because he's the best manager in baseball back-to-back years. And we shouldn't feel concerned about that. We should feel good about it because it means he's that good. So I'm not worried about him leaving anytime soon. I just think that's the next that is way more likely of happening. That is way more likely of happening.
Yeah, I just have a hard time. I got a hard time taking anything he's saying with a straight. I do.
180 degrees.
That'd be like
baby.
if I came out and said that the number 1 seed is really dumb and nobody should ever try to get it. Like that literally is the same. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Blah blah blah.
I don't think it's exactly
the
same
it's
thing.
almost the exact same thing. But kudos to Pat. Kudos to the Brewers. It's a testament to the organization as a whole, and I'm sure Pat would be the first one to say it. And I do think it shows you the importance not only of winning. Winning you have to do in order to get Manager of the Year, but I think showing your personality a little bit and connecting with your fans and being out there, the pocket pancake bit, and then going and doing a pancake fry, and like those things you don't think matter. I don't know if he would have won it. I think he probably would have otherwise. But those little things do matter, and I think managers throughout our state and around the I see it with Jason Eck down in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Another viral moment yesterday. He's done 5 or 6 of those. And to ingratiate yourself to your fan base, I think is very smart. And I think the good man, you don't have to spend a ton of time on it. Pick your spots. I think Pat Murphy has done that, and obviously he's won, and he is as Wisconsin and through as you're going to get, and I think that's another reason why the fans love him the way that they do.
Yeah, I love what Jason Eck, your longtime friend, is doing at New Mexico, and they are bowl eligible. He's been fantastic there. I love everything that Pat Murphy has done. He seems like...
I love everything about him, and I don't even know anything about him.
And oddly enough, I have a letter here from Bob Uecker congratulating Murphy.
Oh, God. Let's hear it. Can you do it in Uke's voice?
On his second straight NL Manager of the Year.
Oh, my God.
I was trying to set that up.
That was good.
I did not.
I really hope Pat
like
starts his. I hope he starts his acceptance speech with that. That would be funny.
Okay. Well, that is the biggest news of the day from yesterday. We'll get to Elton Jenkins when we talk with Brian Bulaga, who is scheduled to appear next. Jesse, did you have something you were looking to add there before I cut you off?
There's a text.
It just feels like the whole thing with Jesse right there. It just felt icky to me. Yeah. Like it did. And I know you're a big Brewers fan. I am not questioning that.
Usher George.
But you were so adamant about that.
I
was not. I asked when we could have a conversation when they were in 4th place and couldn't score a run for the first 7 weeks of the season.
It just feels a little icky to me. That's all.
Let's not judge someone based on one thing they said one time way back.
It wasn't just once.
Opinions
you kept it rolling for a while.
People evolve, and now
people do evolve. I give you that.
Aaron and Slinger text in. Pat Murphy won Manager of the Year twice, but no World Series appearance. When do we start thinking about having a
Let's have a conversation.
I'm not doing it, Aaron. I'm not touching that. That's all you.
Well played, Aaron. All right, we need to get to Bulaga. That means Tausch needs to tell us about American Family Insurance.
Indeed, and we talk a lot about philanthropy and charity. And you know what, Badger fans? Join my wife and I as we team up with American Family Insurance another year to raise funds towards the American Family Children's Hospital through a virtual toy drive. All donations, every dollar goes towards therapeutic supplies and toys that help thousands of children and families across the country. Plus, whatever dollars you donate, American Family Insurance will match every dollar up to $50,000, so we can raise $100,000. That is our goal through the end of the year. Visit amfamkids.org to donate today.
Again, that is amfamkids.org, and it's great that Tausch and Sarah do this every year. It's one of the awesome things that they do, and it's really fun to be able to see the impact that this has. So again, amfamkids.org. Is that right?
That is correct, Jason. Thank you.
All right. Speaking of right, Brian Bulaga is always right when it comes to the Packers' offensive line. He joins us to help us understand what's not going right with them. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Tausch here, reminding you there is no better product and no better taste than delicious Grassland butter. Well, I'm counting down the days until our Thanksgiving feast, and you know what I'm most looking forward to? Not the stuffing, not the mashed potatoes, not even the turkey. I can't wait to spread that pure and delicious taste of Grassland butter on everything I can. Can always count on Grassland to produce the highest quality butter right from the farm to your Turkey Day table. Grassland has been producing that high-quality butter since 1904. That's more than 5 generations. And we can all be thankful for the hard-working Wisconsin dairy farmers that help produce the highest quality ingredients that give Grassland its rich flavor. Thank you, farmers, and thank you, Wisconsin, from Grassland Dairy. Butter better with better butter. Learn more about Grassland's story and check out some creative new recipes at grasslandbutter.com. Grassland Dairy, crafting butter for 5 generations.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Timeout on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30/2025.
Black Friday deals are here at Brothers Maine. Score the lowest prices of the year on top brands like Samsung, Electrolux, Bosch, LG, and Frigidaire. With our low price guarantee, Big Box can't beat our deals. Shop local and save at Brothers Maine.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just a priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Keep it right here after Wilde and Tausch and join us for the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I've got some famous friends. Yeah, I do. My buddy Jason.
You know what that music means? Almost on time. It's close, not quite there. He helps us get smarter. He helps us understand the offensive line play. And when there's a outlaw in his neighborhood, he makes sure that the U.S. Marshal Service is on the case. He is Brian Bulaga. Brian, good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Packers fans, not as fine. I'm curious, just off the top. They scored 7 points against the Eagles.
7 blanking points?
They scored 13 against the Panthers. They have now lost 2 in a row. They went from being the number 1 seed if the season ended before Monday night's game to being the 7 seed after that game. Where are you on the concern, panic, worry spectrum?
Well, I would say I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned. And why I say that, I mean, because I still love where the defense is at, right? You look at the way the defense is played, and no matter what, you know that side of the ball is always going to keep you in football games, as we have seen, right? Regardless of the fact, that defense will always keep you in and around football games, as they have pretty much the entire season. But offensively, for some reason, it has just been an absolute struggle, like struggle bus. And I had a feeling like Tucker Kraft being gone was going to be an issue, right? Like it was going to be an issue. I didn't think it would look like that. I mean, it was like everyone was lost. Everybody was lost. They didn't know left, right, up. Like it was just, it was a mess. And like, and I'm not saying like Tucker Kraft was gone means guys couldn't get lined up. Like that's ridiculous. Like that was just like that's I can't even like describe like that. That's like Pee Wee football. Guys not lining up and get like, come on, like give me a break. Like what's going on out here? Like this isn't week 1. This isn't preseason. This is like a huge game, Monday Night Football against the Super Bowl champs. Like we need to be able to get lined up. Like come on, guys. Like I mean. And you know what? Like maybe I'm being too hard. Maybe I'm being too hard on these guys. But like I don't think so. Like I don't think I'm being too hard.
Jesse's shaking his head. He doesn't think you're being too hard.
No, I don't.
Yeah. No, I don't understand it. But like, and obviously the one where I'm thinking about, but there's more instances like the big play to Christian Watson. We're not lined up. Like we're not. We don't have too many. I mean,
maybe that's because you've got your 4th or 5th corner playing wide receiver, and he doesn't practice there often enough.
And Jason, what did we talk about last week? Like we talked about this about Bo Melton last week. I said there's a good chance he's probably going to be playing a lot of wide receiver.
Yep.
And here we go. He's running out there playing a lot of wide receiver, and it's like this is the problem that we thought we would get to. We had an abundance of wide receivers, and how are we going to get them all the ball? Well, all of a sudden, now we get one back, and guys are getting injured, and we lose Tucker Kraft, and then Golden can't play, and here we are. We got DBs now playing wide receiver, and it just looks sloppy. It just looks sloppy, and
There's that word again.
Yeah, it just looks sloppy, and you know who are like. And here's what it comes back down to me, right? Like, and we saw it last year. What carried this offense? It was a run game. The run game carried this offense last year. Like it did, and it disguised a lot of things, and took care of this offense, and it made this thing kind of tick along really well, right? It took care of this offense, and it protected a lot of these maybe issues while they were getting things straightened out, while Jordan was getting healthy, and then he had that nice stretch. I think, during Toyotathon, when he normally plays really well. He had that nice stretch during Toyotathon.
I don't think they sell ice cream. They don't sell ice cream. Continue.
Brian Bulaga working on his next endorsement.
Hey, once he gets it, I'm on board. But till then, no, sir.
I'm just saying he always does really well during Toyotathon, if I remember correctly.
Never heard of it. I don't know. We're a Chevy group here, Brian. Just so you know, Zimbrick Chevy to be certain.
Well, I'm being honest. I drive a GM product myself, but I'm just saying,
love it. Okay, perfect.
I'm just saying the facts. I'm just saying the facts are facts.
If I may,
Brian, if I may, Jason, Brian,
you may.
Can you just jump in and say, because you're kind of walking around this, and I'm just curious because we've taken a ton of calls, both post game and yesterday. How much of this falls on Matt LaFleur?
Well, I don't want to walk around anything. I mean, I'm not trying to walk around anything.
I know, okay.
That's not what I want to do.
Well, jump in.
We have to look at it that he's got to take some responsibility for this. I mean, there's definitely responsibility on the head coach and play caller for it, right? Like, I mean, that's the nature of this thing, right? I mean, he obviously knows when his best player. I mean, obviously your quarterback and your tight end are your two best offensive players. Then Jacobs is, and I guess we can compete for 1, 2, and 3. Who's your best player? When one of those 2 and 3, right, Kraft goes down, you have to be super creative of how you're going to now move on without him and make this thing go. It has to change. It has to be different. It can't be the same. And it looked like we were struggling for some ideas of how it was going to be different. And that's
what makes you think that when he was putting his iPad up against the equipment bins and at his back turned to the field? Is that what made you think he was struggling for ideas?
I don't think it was that. I mean, maybe that could have been it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it could be that. It could be. I mean, to me, what jumped out, and again, I've never seen. I mean, maybe I've seen it. Maybe when I've been playing, guys have called it out, but I don't really care when they've called it out because we just ran the play and did it. Like calling out an inside zone to the right, defenses will. I mean, I've heard it before. Like they think they know where the play's going and they call it out and you run the play, right? Like I mean, it happens, right? But the way they called that out and how loud and like for sure they were of that play, like how
yes they
like
were.
It was so loud on the TV copy. I was sitting there watching. I'm like, that guy, like that is so clear. And then the play ran, and before Jacobs even touched the ball, he was cutting back the other way, and it was, I mean, dead on arrival, right? Like that to me is what I'm kind of getting at. Like Matt has to be able to change these. He's got to change these things up, is what I'm saying. Like he's got to be able to start changing these patterns and kind of getting them in different formations and setups and changing these variables that have been on tape.
Brian, how much of that is you can't line up in certain things? And with the injuries, how much of it is you're limited by who you trust that you can go in and line up? Because the last thing you want to do is go 4th and 2 and you don't line up right. Like we saw, there's a false start. How much of that is weighing on LaFleur when he's trying to do more creative things compared to just saying, Jacob's our best player, let's get the ball to him to go make this first down?
Well, again, that's why I think that's part of it as well. Like I think there's a combination of things happening here. Like yes, some of it is Matt of trying to be more creative, but at the same time, he's also now trying to juggle putting guys in situations that he thinks that they can succeed in, and he's not sure because there's no proven track record of it. And then you lose Elton, and now you're putting in a different center, and now you got a whole new combination of offensive linemen, and you're not sure if this thing can go, right? And, I mean, by all means, the line wasn't playing well to begin with, and now you've thrown another variable there, and how is this thing going to go now? And you have no idea, and it just hasn't been going smooth, and now you're throwing in new players to see, like, how. I mean, it's a test. It's a test every single series. It seems like you're testing something new, and that's a tough place to be in as a play caller, right? Like you're seeing if what's going to work. You don't know if it works, and that's a difficult place when you're calling plays, right? You're trying to go back to what you know works, which is why we're seeing kind of that, what everyone's saying. Well, why does he continue to run that inside zone? Well, because it works, right? Like that's why that play gets called,
or at least it used to,
because he knows it works. Well, guess what? Like, it's not working now, right? Like, their teams are calling it out. And, you and I have talked about it, Tausch. Like, we need to get back under center. Like, we got to get under center and run the football. Like, I'm sick of gun runs. Like, there's a time and a place for gun runs. There's a time and a place for gun runs.
And we had this discussion all last season. Is that just because Josh Jacobs likes it the other way? Is that – I mean, what? Because that's not how Matt LaFleur came in. He's adjust, and you want to play to your players' strengths. But too much, especially on 4th and 1 and 2. Yeah, I shotgun runs, I've never been a big fan of. You think it's Josh Jacobs related, or is that what LaFleur? Why do you think we're doing that so much?
I literally can't even. I don't know, because you're right. That was not the way Matt came in. That's not the way we.
It's not his foundation, right?
No, that's not the way we installed that offense day one. Day one, we were under center majority of the time. Like, that's what we were. We were under center. We did a lot of the runs were under center. I mean, Aaron didn't like it per se because he wanted to be in the gun a lot. Like, but oh well. Like, the run game was a lot under center, and Aaron was having to, really run and stretch and do those types of wide zone type things, and that was the way the offense was, and and it was good, and now we're seeing a bunch of gun runs, and we've said it a bunch, right? And and I don't want to beat a dead horse here, because that's what I've been doing with the gun run game. It is so much easier for defenses to see what's happening in the gun run game, from the D linemen to the linebackers and then to the safeties in the second level, for them to read and react to the run game. Like, when it's 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and you're in the gun and you're running the ball, those linebackers and those D linemen can key on everything so much easier. And
the TV picks it up.
And when the D linemen penetrate in the gun run game, it is dead. It's done. It is done. It's over, and that's the end of it. So it just has to start changing a little bit from what we saw. And do I think it's it can't be fixed? No, it can be fixed. It can be changed and fixed.
How do you fix it?
Well, I think you just have to go back to basics, like day one install type things, like really day one install type basics. I think when you start having these types of injuries, right, and you start to lose these types of players. Now you've lost a guy like Elton now for God knows how long, and has a ton of knowledge, and he's your center. Now you're bringing in new guys, and now you look at your veteran presence on that offensive line. There's not a lot of years, so to speak, right? You need to start shrinking now what they can handle, right? So and now you've lost Kraft obviously for a while. I mean, for the year, so he's gone now, and you got to just take this playbook now and shrink it down to the basics, and then you can start to build back out, right? Do what this team does best, find what they do best, day one type install things, find what they do best, and start to go from there, right? Build out from there. Because this isn't the team you had week one against Detroit anymore. This isn't that team. Nope. This isn't that same offense. You can't do the same things anymore. So you have to adapt to that and adjust to that. And that would be my opinion. They're still really good players. They're still really good pieces. But you can't expect them to do the same things that the offense that walked out there week one can do. And that's what I mean by he's going to have to adjust and adapt to the guys that are out there now.
And Brian, why not a little tempo? Well, I've been clamoring for this, and last week
tempo. Yep.
I don't understand. We go down and score, and again, it's maybe a little bit diluted because it's 10-0, and maybe Philly's playing a little softer. But Jordan Love likes the up tempo part of it. I mean, you saw that was the best he looked all night. Why not at least mix and match and do something different than just doing the same old thing? Orlovsky yesterday broke down, and he basically said what's happening is you're playing too deep. They're forcing you to run the football, and on 2nd and 7, they're running it, and they're not. It's just not working. Let's go a little tempo. Let's try something different.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think you got to try a couple. You got to try it, right? You got to try it. But I guess here's where we are at now. Do you trust the guys that are out there to execute that up tempo and to get lined up properly? And as Jordan's running it and he's getting communication sent out, do you trust the guys to get that information passed along properly and line up and get it done? That's my
Brian. Is that more O-line or is that wide receiver in your opinion, or is it quarterback when you're talking about trust?
I don't think it's quarterback. I don't think it's quarterback. I don't think it's QB. I think it's now coming down to. I think it's O-line. I think because right now, that game yesterday, they did not play anywhere near like that. That was not good. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was not good. So like, yeah, there's going to be trust issues there, big time trust issues. And now at the receiver position, there's going to be trust issues. You can trust Christian Watson, you can trust Dobbs, you know that, and obviously Wicks, and I mean, but after that, like you have some issues. Like you have some issues there, and that's a big deal.
And who knows if they'll have Dobbs? That's one of the things we need to find out. He left with a chest injury. I never like hearing that phrase, so that's concerning. Yeah. I want to get, as much as I appreciate Dan Orlovsky's breakdown, I am curious, and I want to get to this with Brian on the other side. I'm sorry, if you have Josh Jacobs in your backfield and you're running against light boxes with two safeties back, you damn well have to be able to run the football. And is that because the offensive line isn't good enough? I want to get into that with you. The one thing Tausch and I disagreed on from the game that I want to ask you about before we transition into the offensive line is this. I had a major problem. You have 2 timeouts left. You just had Luke Musgrave gain 9 yards on 3rd and 10 on a play that I believe that if that ball is thrown to Tucker Kraft, he either makes that guy miss or runs his ass over to get the first down. Instead, he is stopped short of the line to gain.
Well, Musgrave ain't Tucker Kraft, Jason. That was my point to you yesterday.
We agree on that. My point is that that's one instance where not having Tucker Kraft had a major impact in the game. Because I don't think they have to worry about 4th and 1 if that's thrown to him. But my issue was, Tausch said he was okay, and tell me if I'm misquoting you, with not calling timeout there.
Yeah.
You have 2 timeouts. It is 4th and less than a yard. You hurry to the line. You run the same play you've run 3 other times in similar jump the ball situations in the game. The defense is shouting the play at you, and you are discombobulated. And then you don't get it. To me, there's only 1:30 left. It's not like you're conserving your timeouts because there's 4 minutes left and you might need them when you expect to get the ball back. Because they were obviously counting Nick Sirianni to being a complete idiot with the way he closed out the final seconds of that game when his team had the ball. My question is, were you okay with not going timeout there? Because to me, I thought, call timeout, get your guys ready. This is the play of the game. You get this, and you're going to either tie the game or win the game if you keep the drive going and get into scoring position. So the fact that he didn't call timeout there, I thought was his most egregious mistake, but Tausch didn't agree. What say you?
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
I understand
and I'm okay
both sides.
Being wrong, by the way. I want you to be. If you agree with Tausch, great. This was just what I thought.
Yeah, no. I understand both sides of the aisle argument here, right? Like I am I guess you can call me an independent here. I understand both sides of the argument, but I would as being like obviously I don't want to like use I played, but like understanding like no, I don't no like I don't even want to I don't like using that, but just like kind of understanding the flow of like that type of situation as the drive's going and you're in that moment. I don't mind continuing to stay out there, not breaking breaking the momentum and like stopping it and then letting the defense recoup and going again. Now, do I like the selection of the call? Obviously not, right? Like I don't like the selection of the call because
go under center and run the quarterback sneak or run the ball from under center.
Yes, but I don't mind.
It's not a timeout issue. It's a play call issue.
I don't mind continuing on and keeping the offense out there and running and just continuing on and running a play. Like I don't mind that. Like because that stresses out the defense. I think that's one thing. It stresses them out. And two, it continues. I think as an offense, like your momentum building, right? Like when you call that timeout and you break it off right there, and everyone goes to their sidelines, they talk about it. That gives the defense time to kind of break that momentum and talk about it and maybe settle back in. So like I like continuing on, but I don't like like going in the gun and running that again. Like that to me is, again, like I've talked about it a couple times. Like to me, it's not what's needed there. Like you just can't continue to do that.
And they had run 2 successful quarterback sneaks. One was wiped out by a penalty. So, again, maybe you call timeout when you hear them shouting the play call. You said that there's been times where you've run the ball into the defense knowing what's coming, and it still worked. It definitely did not work on Monday night. All right, I want to get into the offensive line with Brian. We'll do that next after I tell you about Gruber offices. One call, that's all, 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Go to the website, gruber-law.com. Find out all the great things David and the team over there do in our communities. They just did the basketball camp with Special Olympics and with Bobby Portis and the Bucks. It was awesome. They do so much, and more importantly, if you've been injured, they make sure you get taken care of. Gruber offices, one call, that's all. We roll on with Brian Bulaga next, so stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Toscher here for Pizza Hut. You know how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. I loved Pizza Hut back then, and I love making new memories enjoying Pizza Hut with my family now. Pizza Hut delivers a win every time with the Big Dinner Box. For just $19.99, you get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Feed your whole team for one unbeatable price. Choose your crust, hand-tossed, pan, thin and crispy, or even tavern style. Order now for delivery or carryout at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. The Big Dinner Box for just $19.99, only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com.
Being inducted into the Hall of Fame is an honor I never dreamt of.
A National Player of the Year, an Olympic gold medalist, and now Wisconsin women's hockey's first player inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Brianna Decker reflecting on an illustrious career, her words at the induction ceremony podium on the Wisconsin Badger Days, audio courtesy TSN.
We weren't just building a team, we were building a family, and we pushed each other every single day. And it wasn't just the wins or the titles that made it special. It was the accountability and the trust that we had and the love that we had for one another.
Get a whole house of new Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% financing for up to 6 years.
Wow. Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Visit PellaWI.com today.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals help fuel my love for acting. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
At Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction, you won't have to worry about your old lawnmower pulling a hamstring. They make buying and selling easy. Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction is simple, reliable, and unlike your fantasy team this football season, they'll actually deliver. Have equipment taking up space? Let them be your surplus solution. You send it in, they list it, people bid, and you actually win. Bid, buy, sell, and score big today at WisconsinSurplus.com. Because winning isn't just for game day. WisconsinSurplus.com.
Win a pair of tickets to see Green Bay host Chicago on December 7th. Which includes access to Green Bay's upscale tailgating destination, the Tundra Trio. 3 upscale homes just steps from the stadium, featuring next-level pre- and post-game festivities with gourmet food and premium drinks. Thanks to Dr. Pepper and ESPN Wisconsin. Enter to win now at ESPNWisconsin.com. Wherever you watch the game, nothing hits like the bold signature flavor of Dr. Pepper. Enjoy an ice-cold Dr. Pepper during your next visit to McDonald's. No purchase necessary. Enter by November 23rd.
There's a lot to be thankful for this season at Metro Ford of Madison. Get the 2025 Ford F-150 STX, now available with 2.9% APR for 66 months. That's just $16.64 per $1,000 finance. Or if leasing's your style, drive home the F-150 STX for just $299 a month with $3,859 due at signing for 36 months. Don't wait. These thankful offers end November 19th. Find your next Ford today at MetroFordofMadison.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Chris McIntosh stands by Luke Fickell.
If I felt that there was a change that needed to be made, I wouldn't hesitate in making that change.
Get McIntosh's full interview with Wilde and Tausch, available on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I've got some famous friends. Yeah, I
do. Continuing with Brian Bulaga. As Tausch and Jesse are live from Vortex in Barneveld.
This place is built for Bulaga, too. You're a dog guy, right, Blue?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. This place built for Blue, too.
Is it built for Tausch?
Golf, optics, but now I like everything. Land and orange trees and donkeys. I got the whole thing.
I haven't seen any orange trees.
Yeah, maybe not orange trees, but everything else.
Brian, in 1,000 words or less, what the hell's wrong with the offensive line?
No, 1,000 words or less.
All right, that's 7.
Yes, it's very, very inconsistent. Very inconsistent, and unfortunately, it's showing up. And I've kind of been saying this for a while now. It's showing up in the run game for the most part, right? Like I think in the pass game, it's hit or miss from time to time. Like I think they have good moments and they have good games that they protect well and they do a nice job, but then there's times where the protection breaks down, right? Like, I mean, and there's spurts of it, right? Like there's spurts of where the protection's good, but then there's, I think series where protection just breaks down and Jordan has a ton of pressure and he's got to move way too much and it affects his decision making, or he can't make good decisions and he can't go through his reads properly. But from where I've been saying this mostly is in the run game. And that to me is kind of the biggest impact that, this O-line is not kind of met where they've, set that bar last year is in the run game. And you've seen it kind of, I don't want to say from week 1 because you can't really judge it based off that. But you kind of look from like week 3 on, and they just haven't run the ball anywhere near what they need to be doing, and they haven't. It's not like they've gotten
Brian,
better.
Is it leakage? Is it penetration? Is it not getting up on the backers? What are the big things that you're seeing that has you say that we're not running the balls? What are the big culprits?
Well, against Philly, I think it was penetration. Like that was against Philly. Like that was what I mean, this game it was Philly. I think early in the season, it was not getting up to the second level. Linebackers were scraping free, and they were able to fill holes and just be sitting there waiting for Jacobs. So, like, it's been different culprits in different games, right? Like, it hasn't been, like, the same thing every single game. Like, that's the part that's a little bit head-scratching to me is, like, okay, like, normally, like, you'll see one thing that's inconsistent, and, like, the line will work on that in practice, and they'll work on that and figure that out and improve on it. And it's like, okay, well, they fixed that. But it's been like something different in all these different games, and it doesn't make any sense to me. And then you start rotating guys in and out, and each guy has their own issue, right? Like, and they bring something different into that. And now we have a new signal caller. I mean, I don't mean quarterback. I mean a guy that calls out the declarations at center, and now we're going to add something different to that, right? And that's, and I don't know Sean Ryan's experience at center. it's not something. It's not a place that I would put him as my first choice. To be honest with you, it's not like I don't know how much training he's been doing at that. The last time I remember him taking center snaps was at the end of the game in Philly last year, in the playoff game when Josh Myers got hurt. Yeah, and so like to me, the line has just had issues from penetration to climbing to the second level, to moving guys off the line of scrimmage and double teams. It just has been kind of like every area of run blocking. And like when you have areas or pretty much issues on every, I guess, fundamental of the run game, like this is what you're going to get, right? Like this is going to be the issue. And you've seen that with Jacobs' numbers, and you've seen it with his performances. Like it's not like, to me, it's not Jacobs. Like Jacobs didn't forget how to run the football. Like you see him run, and like he still runs the same exact way. His vision is the exact same. He's doing all the same exact things. You're seeing when you see it up front, it is a very cloudy picture. It is a very muddy picture for him to try to dissect and get through, and it's not good enough. And it's very frustrating when you look back at last year and see how productive they were, and now we fast forward to right now, and you see the guy hasn't run for over 100 yards once this year. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. It just makes no sense at all that he hasn't hit 100 yards once this year. And that is, I think, we want to talk about LaFleur or anything like that. Like, okay, like we could talk about the play calling. That is the biggest thing to me, because when you invest that heavily in the run game with the running back, with the offensive line changes, and that doesn't pay off, that's going to be a problem. That's a huge part of this offense. I think I saw the stat yesterday. Their run percentage is like 43 or 44%, right, in the NFL rank, and that's like sixth in the NFL, like run to pass. And when it doesn't pay off, right, when you're not running the ball well and you're committed to running the ball that much, they're going to have issues, right? The offense is not going to be productive. And that, to me, is what's standing out more than anything with the offense. Because, to me, they're so – I don't want to say, like, they have to run the football or the thing doesn't work, but they want to run the football. Everything is built off of that, and they're just not able to do it right now. They're just not able to do it.
So if that's the case and they're running it a lot and you're looking at a lot of penalties that come there, there's a lot of 3rd and 6+, which is where defensive coordinators want your offense. If you're Matt LaFleur, do you just kind of give in to the fact, even though you have Josh Jacobs, and say, we need to open it up more? We need to get the ball out of our hands. We need Jordan Love to run this thing and go more pass heavy? Or do you think you can get this fixed? Because now your starting center's out for Lord knows how long. You have a guy in there that has not played a ton of center. Your guards have not been great in securing things and getting a push. So what do you do if you're Matt LaFleur if you don't trust your run game, but you know it's a critical part to how you want to be efficient on offense?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's
sound like LaFleur.
It's a tough question too, because we've seen, like, against Carolina, they had a little issues in pass protection when he got up to that almost 40 attempt number, right? Like he threw the ball almost 40 times, which they didn't. I mean, still blows my mind that we had to throw the ball almost 40 times against Carolina, and we had some pass protection issues from the interior, right? Like, and that's a problem. So if we're going to go the route of we're going to be more pass heavy and we're going to throw the ball a bunch, well, we know it comes with that, right? That's more one-on-ones. That's more relying on guys to win one-on-one matchups and pass protection, which means, well, there's a chance of more sacks and pressures and QB hits. And then people
Brian, which side of it do you feel better about from the offensive line standpoint? You feel better about them as pass protectors or run blockers?
Pass protectors right now.
Well, there you go.
Pass protectors.
I agree.
I feel better. I feel better about them pass protecting right now. I think right now, and obviously with Elton being out now, this is in flux for me, right? Like I don't know how this is. Like I know we got a 2 quarters of the game with it, right? We got a half a game with a change, and now we have to see how this settles out now, and we'll get a full game. We have to see how it looks, but I don't know how they're going to look now as pass blockers without him making the IDs, and how everyone gets back on the same page, and are we going to see potentially the right IDs, and are we going to be IDing the right linebackers and pressure looks? And obviously now with the Giants and how new head coach, obviously a fired head coach, and the defense, they may just go, hey, we're going to pressure a lot. And when you have a new center that isn't used to making IDs all the time, and you come in, you're on the road, and there could be a lot of pressure looks, how does that look? And you're throwing the ball, that's a difficult situation. So, it's uncharted territory, right? It makes this whole thing very confusing. It does, and I want to go back and just say hey, let's just go back to make this thing super simple, 3-step drop, inside zone, get the ball out of his hands, play action, bootleg, get Jordan on the perimeter, easy throws. But maybe that's just maybe that's too simple. Maybe that's what everyone thinks they're going to do, and that's way too simple, right? And that's not in the cards. That can't happen, right? So I don't know. I think they can get it right because I think they have enough good football players to get it right. But if you continue on to do the same exact thing, right? In the same formula that we saw against Philly or against Carolina, it'll be the same result because you can't continue to, like I said, play the same way with the same group that you thought you had, like I said, week 1, because they're not there. It's not the same group. And I said it when Tucker Kraft went down. He's over 30% of this offense, 30, maybe 40%. And everything runs through Tucker Kraft. So when you remove Tucker Kraft, the defense's attention they can spread their attention to everyone else. And that's a big deal. It's just a huge deal when the defensive coordinators can take their attention away from a main issue, which is Tucker Kraft, and they can put it elsewhere. And that's what's happening right now, right? And then you remove Golden. You remove a guy like last night that can literally run down the middle of your field and occupy safeties and really bother them. You remove him from it, right? And now it's what are you going to do? And then the Eagles played 2 deep safeties. They're daring your offensive. They're daring you to run, and you can't run. So what do you do? And that's kind of the predicament they were in last night. And if you can't figure that out, defenses are just going to carbon copy that, and it's going to be rinse and repeat. So Matt and Steno and Butkus, with those guys up front, they need to figure out a new formula to get that thing rolling. They have to get it rolling because doing what they've done the last 2 weeks, it can't continue on that way. And they know it. It's not like I'm telling them something that or I'm saying something that's foreign to them. 7 and what did they score against Carolina? 13?
13. 20 points in 2 games at Lambeau.
Yeah, 20 points in 2 games. I don't think that I'm pretty sure they know that can't continue. So it's not like a foreign concept.
Brian, last thing for me on the offensive line. How much of the issues is that they went out and got Aaron Banks, and he has not played well? When he's been healthy, which is not frequently, he hasn't played great. He did not have a great night, obviously, on Monday night. How much of that is the root cause of their otherwise offensive line issues as a whole?
Yeah, he hasn't played well enough, right? And when you go out and pay, what was it, 84 or 85 million? I don't even know the
26
exact number.
Guaranteed, but pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, when you pay that much and it's a prized left guard, and when you plug him in and now you're moving essentially a Pro Bowl guard over, and you're redoing this offensive line, and it doesn't pan out, and obviously he's in and out of the lineup, and when he's in, he's not performing the way you thought he would. It's a big hit. It's a big hit. It impacts things quite a bit, and it messes the dynamic of what you thought you would have up, right? Like, it's not like I'm going to sit here and say it's all his fault. It's just him. Like, I'm not going to say that, because that's not it. Because it's not, right? Like, we can go down pretty much from left to right and all around, and we could do that if we want. I'm not going to solely blame Banks, because it's not just him. But they expected him to be a very, very high performer, right? And he's coming into an offense that he's very familiar with, coming from San Francisco. It should have been a very smooth transition that, hey, you come from San Fran, you come here, it's pretty much the same thing, maybe a few slight differences. And it just hasn't been a smooth transition by any means. And he's been injured and in and out. So, yeah, it's been a difficult few months, and it just hasn't worked out quite yet. So, yeah, I mean, that's tough. And now you lose Elton. Mm-hmm. And now how does this thing look? And that's a tough.
And you're not suggesting that they go to Monk instead of Sean Ryan, or are you at center?
No, I'm not, because I have no idea what Jacob Monk.
Right.
I have no idea what Jacob Monk looks like playing in,
a game that counts.
Regular season games, right? Like, I don't know what that looks like. That's the problem. And like, I know what Sean Ryan looks like at guard. Like when he gets like when he prepares for a game at guard. I don't know what he looks like when he actually prepares for a game at center.
No,
that's
we'll find out,
right? Like, yeah, we're going to find out if that's, because I think that's the way they're going to go.
Yeah,
you do, right? Like, I think.
What else are they going to do, Jason?
Yeah,
what else
that'll
would
be
they
the
do?
way they go.
I don't know. There was the situation at right tackle earlier this year when Zach Tom wasn't available, and they put.
You think they're going to put Zach? Do you think they're going to put Zach Tom at center?
No,
the Domofsky dream? You put him at center?
Hall of
wow.
Fame dream. Yeah, no. What I was going to say was when Zach went out of a game, they went to Darian Kennard, right away in the opener. And then when Zach didn't start, they started Anthony Belton with a week to prepare. And then when he played one snap in Cleveland, they played J-Mo at right tackle. So they tried three different things. All I'm saying is it possible that they might go with the status quo and go with Sean Ryan? They might go with Jacob Monk. I don't think there's a third option there. I don't think they're moving Zach Tom to center, despite the Hall of Fame predictions of some. I'm just curious if with a week to prepare, they have any thought at all that, hey, we've kept Monk around, we kept him on injured reserve to start the year. Is there any chance they would go that direction? That's all. I have no idea.
I think you have to go, like, right now, like, you are in, like, we need to be as sure and secure as we possibly know we can be, right? Like, we have to, like, who can we trust the most right now? Like, who do we know we can trust the most? Like, that's where I think they need to be at this point in time, right? Like, you've lost two straight. It's been ugly by all stretch of the imagination. It's been ugly. You need to get this thing going in the right direction. Like, who do we trust, like, right now to get this thing going in the right direction? Like who is it? And, like, I don't think you can take a gamble. Like, I don't think you can gamble on it and be like, okay, well, then go after the first quarter. All right, put Sean Ryan back in there. Like, put him back in there after he didn't take the bulk of the reps in practice. Like, you can't.
Well, they're always trying to find a way to replace him. So that would make sense if that's what they end up doing. Blue, before you go, Jordan Morgan, just give us a quick minute and a half on how you feel like he's played, and do you still think he's going to end up being a tackle rather than a guard?
Yeah, I still think he's a tackle. And again, long story short, I think he's a tackle.
I get what you're saying. I think I understand where you're going. Okay.
Long story short, I think he's a tackle.
Okay.
Brian Tausch.
So just to sum it up, we have a center that we don't know or trust or really know what he's going to do this weekend. We have a left guard who, by all accounts, has been very, very disappointing, and a right guard who is definitely better suited to play tackle and has not played very well at guard. Is that a quick summary that I think you can get on board with?
Yeah. It's what we're going with. Yeah.
All right.
The Cliff's Notes version. The Tausch Notes version.
Yeah, I like throwing a little Cliff's Notes right at the end of it. Okay.
Brian, we appreciate you, buddy. Thanks so much.
Oh, I didn't even get to tell him Wisconsin won and Iowa lost this weekend. I was waiting all segment.
Sorry, Jesse.
Storm the field.
I saw. All
nice
the,
win
all
for us.
I watched the ending. I saw you guys win. I saw. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was good.
Big one for Bradley, too. Thanks, Brian.
Yes. All right, guys. Take care.
Tausch,
that was depressing.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
No. Listen, man, I'll be fine. I'm saying if you're sitting here thinking that there's going to be some quick fix or all of a sudden this offense is going to become juggernauty, I didn't sense that that's going
Did
to
not
happen.
sound like it from Brian.
No.
Nope.
We better be ready to win a lot of games, 14-13, 17-16. Like, this is going to be yeah.
All right. I want to ask you a follow-up to start the 10 o'clock hour about the offensive line. We will do that. They may not be protecting very well, but I know UW Credit Union protects your money and has great member benefits as a member myself.
And helps you grow as well. And for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here forever. You proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years are going to help you reach all of your financial goals. You know what? You love keeping your banking local. You love great member first service, and you love great perks like early payday. Well, UW Credit Union checks every one of those boxes. And if you love Wisconsin like I do, you can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but boy, does this make sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
The 10 o'clock hour starts right on time at 10:22. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The UW Credit Union member, Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Starting right here in Madison, last night the Badgers basketball team handled business against the Ball State Cardinals as they dominated 86-55. UW started the game on a 27-6 run and just never looked back. Individually, Nolan Winter led the way for Wisconsin with a 19-point and 10-rebound double-double. Greg Garden Company are off now for almost a week before getting back at it next Monday against SIUE. That's their last cupcake before the schedule really ramps up. Heading down to Charlotte, North Carolina, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks have a date with the Hornets. The Bucks have taken the last 4 out of 5 from Charlotte and are currently 5.5-point favorites, according to ESPN Bet. Tip-off is slated for 6 p.m. immediately following Jim, Matt, and Molly right here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. All right, Tausch, quick question. So you obviously played on some of the greatest offensive lines the Packers ever had. And even in years where there were injuries, I think back to 2002 when you blew out your ACL and then Warren Sapp cheap shots Cliffy, and you've got Frank Winters playing center because you had to move your center, Mike Flanagan, out to left tackle, which you don't see happen very often. I feel like they always kind of found a way, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like this line, to this point anyway, has found a way even before Elton Jenkins' injury. Now Elton Jenkins is hurt. How confident are you that they will find a way, and why do you think they haven't?
It's a good question. Am I confident that they will improve and get better? Yes. I don't know if they have anything that they kind of hang their hat on. I thought it was duo blocking out a gun because that's what Josh Jacobs likes. I know for us, our group, we had a couple of things that I knew, all right, I mean, you maybe will stop it, but you're not going to, if we ran 96 power, we were going to get some yards. We had Mike Wall pulling around. We had me and Marco down blocking, down Flanny back blocking. Our tight end Bubba would cover his guy up, and we would either bust some or we were going to be consistent with what we were doing. And then we had different action off of that. We'd toss crack and bring Kevin Berry in. There were things that we were, and that's where I think Brian was saying this inside zone is something that I think Matt LaFleur feels good about with this group. But when you spread things out and you do things a little bit differently, you're asking your guys to do things maybe that they're not great at. So I would just say you get in your meeting room and you talk to Butkus and you talk to Steno and you say, what is our group really good at? Because as a football player, I always look, especially as an O-lineman, I always looked at it like, how can I position myself to play to my strengths as many reps as I possibly can. There's going to be some times I'm in a bad spot or anything else, and you just got to weather that storm. But how can I line up and position myself to give myself the best chance to be successful? I don't know if this group is doing that right now, and that's where you have to marry that up. I don't know what I would say, boy, this is where this group is really good. If it's play, action, pass, or if it's, I think their inside zone game and some of the stuff that they do, the duo, Josh Jacobs is a heck of a running back. And you see when he is able to get to the line of scrimmage, he's getting, even on plays that are blocked for 1, he'll get you 3. Right. So instead of it being second 9, he's second 7, and you can live with that. And then he busts a couple for 10 or 11, and that's why I was really surprised when I saw you only average 3.5 a carry, because it felt like it was more, at least on my end. I felt like he was more than that.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case. So I don't think they're as bad of a pass blocking group as maybe some people do. There are some pressures, and we saw some stunting that I think got, Aaron Banks, I saw a couple times, wasn't able to get off on his guy to be able to pass the stunt off, and that's what happens. You do that once or twice, teams will continue to do it. But I think this is something, you don't need to have the most dominant group. You need to have a group that can consistently cover people up and then let your skill guys go to work. I'd love to see Matthew Golden get back out there. I'd love to find ways to utilize him in ways that you use Tucker, intermediate stuff, yards after catch, etc., and get it to find your guys that you believe in, because I can think back to 06 and 07 when our O-line was going through a transition, And we were not the best O-line. But it was, what can we do to function? And we basically said, man, we got Greg Jennings, we got Drive. Get them the ball and let them go to work. So a lot of quick stuff. There's ways to help regain confidence. And I think that's where I'm looking from Matt LaFleur's standpoint to figure out, all right, how do we get that, find that, and then build off of that?
I also had one follow-up question to your wager on the Packers over-under for wins. You said it was 9.5, right?
Yes, that is correct, yes.
If they go 4-4 in their final 8 games, they will finish 9-7-1.
Yeah.
A tie would be a half a win. Would that be a push, or is it not working?
No, we'd lose.
No, that is not
it's
how
a fat
that
L.
works.
That'd be a fat L.
Oh, okay. But you still love everything about Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
I love Hard Rock Casino Rockford, and it isn't their fault. We went down there, had a heck of a time. Jesse cashed. I don't know, did you put Pat Murphy down for Manager of the Year? Or at that point, you wanted him fired, so you didn't.
Yeah.
But there's all kinds of fun things, and they have the great sports book. They have all the live table games, the slots, everything, the great food. They also have a great high-limit play as well. Now is the time to experience what true high-limit play feels like, surrounded by rhythm, indulgence, and unmistakable energy down at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. They'll elevate the high-limit room experience to deliver premium table games that are tailored for discerning players with enhanced game rules that include blackjack, where the dealer stands on a soft 17. Haven't asked what you should do 12 versus 13, but they'll have that. You'll enjoy better odds, faster play, and the kind of authentic high-limit action that will set Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart. Your next hand could be your best yet. Visit the High Limit Room at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford and rediscover your game on your terms, in your rhythm, and with your edge, and it is only about an hour from the greater Madison area.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Well, Zimbrick Chevrolet is truly the name you can trust. But you know what you can't trust? Wisconsin's winter weather. With temperatures dropping, you'd better make sure your vehicle is ready for the winter roads. Get your vehicle prepared now so you don't have any issues when that pesky snow gets worse in the next few months. I recommend stopping in to see the amazing service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires, that's a big one for the winter, change the oil, and make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape. You can take my word for it, whether you're making a holiday weekend trip, driving your kids to sports tournaments, or simply getting to work on time when the snow can slow you down. Zimbrick Chevrolet is truly the name you can trust. Schedule a service appointment, view vehicle inventory, and learn more about all they have to offer at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville. Win a pair of tickets to see Green Bay host Chicago on December 7th, which includes access to Green Bay's upscale tailgating destination, the Tundra Trio. 3 upscale homes just steps from the stadium, featuring next-level pre- and post-game festivities with gourmet food and premium drinks. Thanks to Dr. Pepper and ESPN Wisconsin. Enter to win now at ESPNWisconsin.com. Wherever you watch the game, nothing hits like the bold signature flavor of Dr. Pepper. Enjoy an ice-cold Dr. Pepper during your next visit to McDonald's. No purchase necessary. Enter by November 23rd.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Timeout on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30/2025.
Mark Tosher here for Pizza Hut, and let me tell you, Pizza Hut delivers a win every time with the Big Dinner Box. For just $19.99, get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Feed your whole team for one unbeatable price. Choose your crust, hand-tossed, pan, thin and crispy, or even tavern style. Order now for delivery or carry-out at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. The Big Dinner Box for just $19.99, only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one outpizzas the Hut.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Getting ready for Uncle Homer, who will join us coming up. But first, Jesse, I appreciate everything you do, including questioning Pat Murphy's bona fides. I know how important power rankings are to you, and obviously Tuesday after a Monday game that the Packers are in, we take calls. So I cede the floor to you for this week's Power Rankings Wednesday?
Riley, do you have any special music you were working on back there that you could play for us during this review of the Power Rankings from ESPN's NFL Nation? It's the good stuff. I am going to read you the
Jason,
Power
what
Rankings.
did you hear about the kicking game? Like, what? I didn't hear. What did Matt LaFleur have to say about that yesterday?
He didn't talk yesterday. He talks today at 1:30.
He's only talking today.
When did you guys last talk to him? You haven't talked to him at all yesterday?
Game. We've not talked
Don't we usually
to him
talk to him
after
on Mondays after a Sunday game?
We do, yep. Mm-hmm.
And was it a Tuesday after a Monday game?
Yes, it was.
So why didn't we have discussions?
Because he was not made available.
He said yesterday that's normal after a Monday game.
Road Mondays, maybe. Okay, whatever. All right, that's irritating.
Look, I would just say this. Again, many things have changed since you played in the league, including the fact that last week with a Monday game, usually there's just an extra day of actual practice leading into that game. That is not the case in today's NFL, or at least in today's Green Bay Packers realm. And he did not speak after. He did not speak the day after the loss to the Eagles. He talks today at 1:35. So,
okay.
I'm sure the kicking game will be a question, because I do think, and tell me if you think I'm wrong, I'm going to say, Aikman mentioned on the broadcast that McMahon has told him he's still hurt. So why is he kicking?
Good question.
That's my biggest question for him, more than anything else.
What was on the Microsoft tablet is my biggest question.
Well, yeah, it's a
Were
good
you
one, too.
ordering a pizza?
Your new I feel like the number one team in the power rankings has changed in the last 5 weeks in a row. Who do you think the new number one is?
Rams.
Tausch?
Rams.
The Rams are number 2.
Seahawks?
No, the Seahawks are number 5.
Oh, it's the Eagles?
Philadelphia Eagles, number 1.
Fly, Eagles,
this week's
fly.
ESPN NFL.
I'm not going to lie to you, I
Power
was
Rankings.
not impressed with what Philly did at Lambeau, and that's what made the loss so blech to me.
Eagles 1, Rams 2, the Indianapolis Colts with the MVP Jonathan Taylor, number 3. Patriots 4, Seahawks 5. That's your top 5.
Well, I'll tell you what, Denver's 8-2, and they lost one game because of complete BS. It's probably going to cost them the 1 seed with that dumb leverage call that they never call on anybody ever. And Denver's not in the top 5?
And they're not even in the top 7.
Their offense stinks, but I just watched Philly's offense. Now, granted, Green Bay's got a really good defense. I don't know, Jim.
6, Detroit.
Yeah.
7, Buffalo.
Okay. Buffalo's ahead of Denver?
Yeah. 8, Tampa.
Yeah.
How is
the Denver Broncos
8-2?
Yeah,
the Denver Broncos at 8-2 are 9th in this week's ESPN NFL Nation Power Rankings.
I wonder where the Packers
are. Because they look bad too. They only won 10-7 against the Raiders.
Yeah, they're getting dumber. These power rankings are getting dumber as the weeks go by.
The Chargers are 10. The Chiefs are 11. Nutwhack. And in at number 12, 1 spot in front of number 13, the San Francisco 49ers. Your 5-3-1 Green Bay Packers. Low water mark of the year, 12th in the NFL Nation.
Yeah, they should be. Their offense has proven to be pretty bleh. And I don't think they'll finish there. I think this is going to be this stretch after this Giants game. They need to beat the New York Giants. If they lose to the Giants, we'll be at NORAD 5.
DEFCON 1.
Whatever. Because now you're talking about playing Detroit, Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago. Things can unravel like a spool of your cat's yarn. It can unravel very quickly. So this is a must-win. Green Bay is in a position here where I don't think any of us really thought. I didn't think after we're starting off 2-0 with the schedule, we had Waddle saying 8-0 and all this other stuff. These last 2 weeks have been a humbling experience as a Packers fan. And I think you have to at least take into account, I don't know how much better. Our offense has to be better because the alternative is, I can't believe how bad they are. So I'm trusting in Matt LaFleur that will get better. I think he's earned that trust from his past performance. But now we got to see it. And this would be a good week to see it. This is very fair. That is a fair ranking for Green Bay. I think Denver's got screwed. And I think Kansas City has been screwed on that.
So, by the way, San Francisco 13, the Chicago Bears 14.
Yeah, the Bears still have to prove it, but they are ahead of it. They are ahead of the G&G. So if they wanted to put them ahead of the G&G in this, I would have been fine with that too.
The NFL has its strength of victory that they calculate every week. The Bears, who right now, if the season ended today at 6-3, would be the number 6 seed. Their strength of victory is .272. For context, the only team with a worse strength of victory in the NFC is the Cowboys at 241. The Eagles' strength of victory is 516. So the Bears have won 6 games, but what that says is that the quality of those wins is low. Do you think that they are still not a very good team that's just won more games than we expected them to and will come back to earth? Because there's a lot of division games to be played between the Packers and all 4 division teams down the stretch here.
I think the Bears have earned everything they've gotten. And confidence is a hell of a deal. Mm-hmm. We saw when they lost that Hail Mary game to Washington last year, the bottom dropped out. Mm-hmm. This year, they're finding ways to win games. I am not going to poo-poo, well, they beat a bunch of bad teams. Green Bay's lost a bunch of bad teams.
Also true. So, no doubt about it.
This league, you can solve things, you can pov things, you can pomp things. I don't care. Whatever you want to do, it is hard to win. And if you don't believe me, ask the Green Bay Packers with 2 home games that they scored 20 points and didn't get a win in either of them. It is hard. I am not going to dumb it down into some silly equation of it. The Chicago Bears have 6 wins and they deserve a ton of credit for finding 6 wins. in this schedule. I don't care. Now, does that mean that they're going to go run the table and win the playoffs? Their schedule's going to get tougher. They got 2 into G&G. They got another Detroit. They got a Minnesota game coming up there. I don't know who else they even play, but I can assure you they are feeling themselves right now. And confidence in sports is everything. They're a more confident football team than Green Bay Packers are right now.
Great answer. The Bears' wins are over the Cowboys, the Raiders, the Commanders, the Saints, the Bengals, and the Giants, for those of you who were wondering.
By the way, that Saints win that everybody thinks stinks, they just went into Carolina. Carolina's crowd all fired up. We just beat the Pack at Lambeau. And, crowd shows up, everything else, and they get beat 17-7. So that's why I'm just telling you, man, and this is why I love the NFL. Every week is a blanket adventure.
It's true.
And you ride the wave of that adventure. So to solve things and to Ken Palm, and that's where I'm just out on it. I think it's dumb.
Strength of victory, Sav?
You said it. I didn't. Yeah, you solved it.
I didn't abbreviate it. I was just wanted to clarify the abbreviation. That's very helpful.
I'm trying to
Thank
keep
you.
us on the clock. So
we'll keep us on the clock by too late.
Turns out it went the opposite way because then you had to emphasize what I solved. You know what I mean?
Some might say your favorite Sav is Tito's vodka.
Ooh, I'd put some in this coffee right now, but it's only 10 a.m., so I'd go with a Bloody Mary if I was going to do that. Then it would be Tito's handmade vodka in there. Tito's handmade vodka is always my go-to. It's made in Austin, Texas, the first legal distillery in that state. It's distilled 6 times for a clean, smooth finish, and it is naturally gluten-free. And you know what? They make great drinks, but they also give back in a big way, partnering with nonprofits and doing real good in the communities across the country, especially for our four-legged friends. So the next time you're raising a glass, make sure it is Tito's handmade vodka in that glass, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Homer's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family-owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best local sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Prize Picks is the best way to win cash on the Packers, on the Bucks, and whether it's football, basketball, or both, Prize Picks makes every game more exciting. Hey, it's Mark Tauscher here with ESPN Wisconsin, and I've been playing Prize Picks, and it is as fun and simple as it gets. Which players are going to go off? Which ones are overhyped? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds, and you can turn your takes into cash. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, get them right, and you can cash in. And now Prize Picks has stacks. Pick the player up to 3 times in one lineup. You want more on Giannis's threes, assists, rebounds? Stack them all only on Prize Picks. Plus, you can follow other players and copy their lineups in one click in the new Feed tab. And with injury reboots, if your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, it won't count as a loss. Deposits are fast and easy with Venmo, Apple Pay, and MasterCard, and more. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use that code WI and you get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI for Prize Picks. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. We've been at the heart of many magical moments, from engagements to weddings to sweet 16s. It warms my heart to be a part of these moments for 40 years with people I consider family. With the highest standards and an eye for classic beauty, enjoy a warm boutique setting at Goodman's Jewelers, where integrity shines in every gem. At 220 State Street, Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store, Madison, since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Played like a pro but felt like an amateur? Twisted your ankle or jammed a finger under the Friday night lights? At Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, their Saturday Sports Injury Clinic has you covered. Skip the emergency room circus, dodge the waiting room sitcom, and get expert care from the pros who actually know sports injuries. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Walk into their location off the Beltline and get back in the game. Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, your comeback starts here.
We're on the Badgers.
This has the opportunity to be a program-shifting win.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
Finally, this team showed life.
This is 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Boy, if you thought that Homer and John Anderson got to me late for my appearance last night on their show, I am even worse today. But joining us now, he is the GOAT of Wisconsin Sports Talk Radio. You can hear him not only on the Homer Hour, the best 46 minutes of your day, but also as the voice of Marquette men's basketball for year 36 at the mic, and of course on God Talk, My Faith with Homer and Pip on YouTube. It is Steve the Homer. True Homer, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I got about 7 minutes. Let's roll.
Great. Okay. How concerned are you about the Green Bay Packers now that you've had some time since the end of Green Bay game night to think about it?
Clearly, LaFleur has a major problem changing things when he has to pass more instead of run more. When he had to change to another quarterback and it meant running more, he was fantastic. He clearly has no idea what to do or doesn't want to do what he needs to do. This is a major problem. Doesn't make any sense, but we have observed other things he's done. He's done them so well. We viewed what he did with Willis as outstanding. Exactly the opposite is going on. Brian Bulaga neglected to say that they need to do exactly what I told him last week they needed to do, and that is pass the ball first, use the pass to set up the run. He said, you got to run the ball, and clearly they don't. And until LaFleur agrees with that, understands it, and can do it, this crap's going to continue.
So how much confidence do you have that he will do that?
I have confidence in him. I mean, I can't believe he's this bad. He's just not. I used to argue, how good is he? Is he good enough?
Yeah.
I'm still not sure that he is as a head coach. But in terms of handling an offense, this is like asking if he's good enough to know he's got to put on his shoes before he goes out to the game. I don't. That's the hard part. I can't comprehend being this bad because he's a good offensive mind. So what, does he have such little faith in his quarterback? Well, we had very little faith in Willis, but figured out a way to use him the best way and have a good offense. Their offense was better with Willis than it is now.
Homer, are you going there?
No.
What? No, I'm not going there.
No, are you going there?
I don't.
Well, you just went. You just dipped your toe in. I feel like you just said the offense was better with Malik Willis. You just said it.
Right, which was an emphasis not to go to Malik Willis, and it's good. I'm glad that you clarified this. But it's an explanation of how good LaFleur can be. But was he good only because that's what he wants to do, run the ball first?
He does.
Do you think he's stubborn? You think he's stubborn?
Yes.
You think he's stubborn?
Or I don't know.
How do you get rid of? You're an old stubborn man. How did you change from being that?
He hasn't.
I've never changed.
Okay.
I've never changed anything.
You've never changed.
At 5 years old.
So why would LaFleur change?
I was
If ice
never
can
in the
change.
situation. I was never in the situation that he's in. I probably have changed, but
hitting forehands at Brad Gilbert down in Arizona. You did.
No, I didn't. I was just not good, and I didn't change that. Whatever I was.
Well, didn't you beat Brad Gilbert? Am I wrong on that?
I definitely didn't beat Brad Gilbert. I beat a couple people that never should have lost to me, but I can't explain why. So I take no credit for it. I was more surprised than they were. So anyway,
Homer,
back to the Packers.
Homer, Matt LaFleur as the Packers head coach is 75-41-1 in his time.
What is Steve Mariucci's first 6 or 7 years, Jason?
I was just about to look that up because
they were very good, and then they got worse after they got rid of him. I think that's important to understand.
They did.
You have drawn the parallel. Steve Mariucci's career record in San Francisco was 57-39. Not so good in Detroit, 15-28, obviously.
Yeah, Detroit, he stunk.
And with the playoffs, his time in San Francisco, they were 60-42. You have drawn that comparison. 43. I believe you drew it again on Green Bay game night before I joined you.
He did. He did.
You said this a while ago. Do you feel even more strongly about it now that he is not the modern-day George Seifert who won a Super Bowl and had the best record after 3 seasons as a head coach? Are you more certain than ever that he's the new Steve Mariucci?
Certain is a bad word, but yeah, he's too nice. He's just like Mariucci. He's too nice. And he doesn't understand, I don't know Mariucci that, doesn't understand the need, if he's not going to be it, to have some crazy person who helps set a standard of toughness. Yeah, here's the issue. Here's the number with LaFleur that everybody is going to run with: 39-10 first 3 years, 33-26-1 since then. And the important part is, it wasn't all Rodgers. He had Rodgers for 1 year. It started with Rodgers and has continued since.
Oh, because you're counting 22, 23, 24, and so far in 25. So the 8 and 9 Rodgers year is included.
After 3 years, he was considered, and statistically maybe, the greatest first 3 years ever in the history of the league. It was pretty close to that, right? 39-10. I think it was probably a steeper comparison. And since then, 33-26-1. You better have an answer to it. But I don't think anybody does. And the key to using that is it started with Rodgers. It didn't start after Rodgers. You can't say this is all about a young quarterback. I'm open to answers. This is not about how good he is anymore. This is about how bad he is. He's not this bad.
George Seifert, in his first 3 seasons as the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers, 89, 90, 91, won the Super Bowl in his first year, taking over for Bill Walsh. 38-10.
Yeah.
38-10.
Yeah.
They had one more game, obviously, because they expanded to 17 games for that last of the 3 years of LaFleur's first portion of his tenure.
The Packers got George Seifert in LaFleur, and now 33-26-1. They got that's not even Mariucci. Mariucci was way better than that. I apologize to Mariucci. Now who is he? 33-26-1.
I don't know. Mike Sherman was better than that too. But again, the first 3 years still counting his record as well. All right, Homer, we know you've got to play Uber driver.
Got to go.
Got to go. Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.
There you go. That is Steve the Homer True.
Might have been his best appearance ever.
there was certainly a conciseness to it because we got too late and he had to go.
Yeah, he kind of kept it buttoned up. Yeah, he kept it buttoned.
Is there video yet posted of your visit to Jones Dairy Farm? Is that available?
There's a bunch of videos available. What the heck are you talking about?
Your most recent
the new
visit.
No, that will be out.
The big
Thank
cook-off.
you.
The big cook-off. Well, thank you. Yeah, we had a great time.
Apologize.
I'm not going to apologize, but I thank you for offering that up. It's Jones Dairy Farm, family-owned and operated for 7 generations in Fort Atkinson, all the way back to 1889, and best known for their all-natural sausage made from the original family recipe, available in pork, chicken, and turkey. And we had that dish again. The Orza made it again with that crispy, edged pork. It's so good, and it's all natural. All fresh meat, no fillers, nitrates, MSG, or gluten. And you know what? Jones products are perfect for the holidays. You want to make things simple? Go get a smoked ham. It adds so much flavor. You also got the natural sausage rolls that'll upgrade any stuffing recipe. So you're looking to make your holiday spread just that little bit better. Jones Dairy has you covered. Find Jones products in grocery stores all across Wisconsin. Check the website, Product Finder, at jonesdairyfarm.com.
More with Jesse and Tausch live from Vortex in Barneveld with trivia coming up with Barneveld Joe scheduled to appear. Vortex
Joe. I don't know. We'll have to ask him what he prefers.
Just not up north, Joe. He's not available today. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with an offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, you can get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and 0 interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Their Black Friday mattress sale is on now. Save up to $900 on top brands and get 60 months 0% financing only at Steinhoffels and Steinhoffels.com.
Being inducted into the Hall of Fame is an honor I never dreamt of.
A National Player of the Year, an Olympic gold medalist, and now Wisconsin women's hockey's first player inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Brianna Decker reflecting on an illustrious career. Her words at the induction ceremony podium on the Wisconsin Badger Days. Audio courtesy TSN.
We weren't just building a team, we were building a family. And it wasn't just the wins or the titles that made it special. It was the accountability and the trust that we had.
Get a whole house of new Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% financing for up to 6 years.
Wow. Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Win a pair of tickets to see Green Bay host Chicago on December 7th, which includes access to Green Bay's upscale tailgating destination, the Tundra Trio. 3 upscale homes just steps from the stadium, featuring next-level pre- and post-game festivities with gourmet food and premium drinks. Thanks to Dr. Pepper and ESPN Wisconsin. Enter to win now at ESPNWisconsin.com. Wherever you watch the game, nothing hits like the bold signature flavor of Dr. Pepper. Enjoy an ice-cold Dr. Pepper during your next visit to McDonald's. No purchase necessary. Enter by November 23rd.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
I knew that we were going to be getting engaged soon and needed to do some ring shopping. Heard the radio ads of Chalmers and decided, hey, we should give it a shot at Chalmers.
They were just awesome at accepting us through the door and understanding what she wanted in terms of how she wanted it, and they delivered.
Everybody always is telling me how sparkly my ring is. They tell me that they really like the style of the ring and the setting that it's in. I am ecstatic with it.
Thank you, Chalmers.
We're on the Badgers.
I know what the potential of this program is. I know what the expectation of this program is.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
I want to compete, and I want this program to compete.
This is 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Continuing with Jesse and Tausch live from Vortex. Talked a lot about optics, not just rangefinders and binoculars, scopes, but the optics of Matt LaFleur and his back to the field tablet work. Tausch, have you come up with any better way for me to ask that question?
No, but I haven't put any thought into it either. So you're in a tricky spot. Normally I'd say just go ahead and do it, but this is more of a little bit of a delicate balance and a little dance that you have to come up with.
Yeah.
There is a lot of fun that I think can go into this.
If they'd only won.
I don't know if I'm not sure he's in that mood. I know typically I've been around enough when you've lost. Everybody tightens up a bit is
cranky.
Probably the nicest way of putting it. So I'm not sure how you're going to go about doing that, but if they'd let you use visuals, it'd be really funny.
Comes in with a poster.
If you brought your own visuals and were able to do it that way, that would be fantastic. I'm not sure that's something you're going to be able to do, though.
Will not be able to be projecting some of the examples of memes up onto the screen.
Comes out with a pointing stick up in the front of
the little
room.
red laser dot. Here you're ordering a pizza.
Here?
Here you're playing Fruit Ninja. All right. Well, I'll have to figure that out because I do think it's something that needs to be asked, along with the kicking situation and what he plans on doing beyond giving up the play calling, because I do not see that. No way, right? 0% chance?
I would be zero's too strong, but I'd be shocked if that's the road he wanted to go down, because I do think that's the beginning of the end if he does that.
I tend to agree, although Mike McCarthy gave it up and then just took it back and everything was fine.
Was it?
Yeah, he did it in 15. 16, they went to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. When did he get fired?
18.
Said it was the beginning of the end, and then say it was going to be a beginning and end
That's
immediate.
Fair. Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
It's the beginning of a new season of Behind the Bucks, the fantastic podcast that you can find on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Locked In, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson, takes you inside the team's pursuit of a championship this year. Hear from the Bucks stars on how the competition is building chemistry and fueling another run to win it all. Find Behind the Bucks on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. Right now, you can get 35% off your Iron Jock gear and a free Iron Jock hat. Use code CAP35. That's CAP35 for 35% off your order. Shop now at ironjock.com.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison, and streamers everywhere. My name is Riley Yauk, and this is your Sports Center update, brought to you by Wisconsin Surplus in Mount Horeb, your homegrown auction powerhouse. From government assets to vehicles and equipment, find your next deal at wisconsinsurplus.com. Starting right here in Madison, last night the Badgers basketball team handled business against the Ball State Cardinals as they dominated 86-55. UW started the game on a 27-6 run and really never looked back. Individually, Nolan Winter led the way for Wisconsin with a 19-point and 10-rebound double-double. Greg Garden Company are off for almost a week before getting back at it next Monday against SIUE, their last cupcake before the schedule gets a little more difficult. Heading down to Charlotte, North Carolina, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks have a date with the Hornets. The Bucks have taken the last 4 out of 5 from Charlotte and are currently a 5.5-point road favorite, according to ESPN Bet. Tip-off is slated for 6 p.m. immediately following Jim, Matt, and Molly right here on Madison's Home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. With trivia coming up next, Wisconsin Geography Wednesday, with Vortex Joe.
He's
scheduled
warming
to appear.
up. Yep, he's loosening up the cords.
Is he like doing stretches and stuff? You know, doing the hamstring and
Yeah,
the
it's like-
quad
it's like when-
He's like some quick sprinting.
It's like when Yamamoto came in Game 7.
Is it?
I don't remember what.
Okay.
What did Yamamoto
I think
do
he
in
did
Game
fine.
7?
I don't
He
know
was the
exactly.
World Series MVP because he pitched the night before and then came in. Never mind.
Well, yeah, but what was he doing? Did he do something unique to warm up?
I mean, he was warming up in the, but never.
Yeah, I think he
was-
threw.
He was warming up in the bullpen.
Yeah, like went like
Yeah,
this.
he was.
Okay.
warming up.
I don't know if you saw this story yesterday, but Jaire Alexander is stepping away from football to work on getting healthy physically and mentally. He has been placed on the reserve retired list by...
Get your draft pick back, or is that not how that works?
I don't think that's how that works, although it was just a pick swap, so they would have to re-swap backwards. But no, I don't think that's how that works. I was talking to somebody who works in the building, and I was very surprised. It was on game day on Monday that he did not make the trip to Green Bay, because earlier in the week, when he spoke with reporters in Philadelphia, he talked about how much he was looking forward to going back. And I don't know the details of this. He's obviously one of one when it comes to unique personalities. But what did you make of this story, and especially in light of the seriousness of the conversation around mental health? I didn't know exactly how to feel when I saw this story emerge yesterday.
Well, how
What
did you
think?
feel?
Well, I know that he has. I think he has struggled with the idea of just whether he wants to keep playing football or not, for one. But I also wonder if there's certainly other stuff going on. And what sprung to mind immediately was the fact that Keyshawn Nixon had said that he'd stayed in regular contact with him and was checking in on him a lot. Yeah. And that's what friends are supposed to do. And the fact that he said that, and he said that to me last week, and then this happened yesterday, gave me pause and gave me concern. And look, I know that there have been some in the YouTube comments who think, me specifically and others, have taken what happened last year with Romeo Doubs too lightly. I want to reiterate that when I talk about the fact, and we've done this many times, about the team, there being an attitude of, we hope he has a really good season and earns a contract from someone else, that we're not going to pay him. That is from people who also work in the building. So that is not, I have something against Romeo Doubs because he stayed home from work. And the way he has been productive this year, if they have not changed their mind on that to some degree, I would be surprised by that, because he has been productive. And I don't know what his price tag will be. But, again, that was not described to me by people who should have known that that was a mental health episode. That was a dissatisfaction episode. Now, whether or not you agree with that, I don't know. And I don't know the truth of that because Romeo doesn't talk about it. But, Tausch, I think you know this. I don't know if people cared as much or talked about as much or worried as much about mental health when you were playing. And there were probably guys that could have used a little bit of help at times. But how do you view this through the prism of how we view mental health now in the NFL?
Well, I think it's healthier that that's the case. But if we're just being honest about it, this still comes down to productivity and everything else. That you want people to get help, and you want players to have the resources to go about and have that at their disposal to utilize to help have them perform at the highest level. In Jaire's case, I think it's another example of the league comes at you fast.
Yeah.
And yes, there's mental health component to it. There's also the players that find themselves retiring and being forced out of the league. We all go through this. And Jaire's case might be a little bit different. You're talking about a guy that was paid the highest paid at corner, was one of the best in the world at doing it, and injuries started eroding that, and it is a hard thing to get your head wrapped around. So any other things that you're dealing with will be ramped up a lot because of the position you're in, the scrutiny that is provided of that. So that's why these cases get highlighted a lot more, because they also get sped up a lot more when you're in this profession because people care. And so I hope that Jaire is at peace with whatever decision he makes and feels good about it. And if he wants to try and make a comeback after he's in a better place, great. But this is just another stark reminder that when you're playing football at the highest level, a couple of steps, things just go so fast that you better enjoy it. And you better make sure you're built to do, to continue on without it. You have that fine line to kind of weave through, because it doesn't matter if you're a journeyman offensive tackle or if you're a decoy candidate and playing and paid at the highest level. Everybody goes through this kind of transition, and it is a hard pill to swallow for most of us athletes.
Well said, as Alex Strofe likes to say. Really well said. I don't know if he will ever play football again. It was odd that he was talking, because I watched the entirety of his interview with the Eagles media, and he was actually born in Philadelphia. His mom is from Philadelphia. She remained an Eagles fan even when her son was playing for the Packers, he said. So he was very excited, seemingly, about joining the Eagles. Had high expectations of playing right away. against his former team and then did not make the trip. So, again, I don't know what all went on behind the scenes there, but he went from being excited and thinking he was a good fit and talking very glowingly about his new opportunity and saying that he'd been healthy since week 4, by the way, physically with his knee, to now stepping away from football.
Tough business, man. This is a brutal business, and that's brutal business. Very
Tausch,
tough on you mentally.
You're going to tell us about Prize Picks in a second, but first, as you mentioned, Vortex Joe getting his vocal cords warmed up like Yamamoto.
Yep, he's going to be an MVP.
He's ready.
What is the category, and what caller would you like to give Riley to have to answer?
Well, of course, it is Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. Just one set of questions today, not double, just one set of Wisconsin Geography questions today. Let's go, Jaire Alexander, caller 23. 23.
I think he was 17.
And so just so I understand, so I understand this correctly, Joe is going to handle all the questions. So both Tausch
That is
and
what we've been told.
Yes.
So let's make sure we're flexible. The more or less, we're going to put it at 2.5. I think he's going to go more.
Okay.
On questions. And Prize Picks is the best way to cash in this sports season, whether it's football, basketball, or both hockey, whatever it might be. Prize Picks makes every game more exciting. I've been playing for a while. It's fun and simple, even when you lose. I lost on Monday. That happens. I'm going to get back on the horse, pick more or less on 2 player stats, get them right, and you can cash in. Deposits are fast, easy with Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use that code WI, and you get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Again, that is code WI for Prize Picks. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Caller 23 for trivia, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. Caller 23 plays trivia next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for the great team at Everlight Solar. And with the holidays approaching, everybody is thinking about ways they can save a few bucks to be able to spend more for our loved ones. Well, what if I told you there's a way to save money and save the planet by making the switch to Everlight Solar? Take back control of your energy bill with a switch to solar. Trust me, my family, we worked with the team at Everlight Solar to make the switch, and boy, are we happy we did. From the very first conversation, the Everlight Solar team educated us on all the benefits of switching to solar. And you know how much I appreciate keeping things simple. Everlight makes the switch super easy. Join us in saving money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more. Schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Crispy chicken just keeps getting better at Cousin Subs. Try our crispy chicken basket, complete with 3 white meat tenders and a regular fry, a meal made easy. And for the little ones, our kids meal comes with 2 crispy tenders, applesauce, a juice box, and cookie. Just the right size for growing appetites. Made with quality chicken and ready to enjoy in-store, online, or on the app. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only around for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Looking to join an international quality golf club right here in Madison? For a limited time at TPC Wisconsin, enjoy full golf privileges and all club amenities without full dues. Pay just $150 per month through March to maintain your full golf membership with no golf dues until April 1st. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Schedule a tour or submit a membership inquiry at tpcwisconsin.com and start enjoying the private golf club experience you deserve. That's tpcwisconsin.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Make the best seat in the house yours. Carbless delivers the handcrafted cocktail experience right to your living room. Bold flavor, no carbs, no sugar, just 100 calories, and all the taste with none of the extra baggage. From kickoff to the final play, Carbless is your game day go-to. Hosting friends, watching with family, or celebrating every big drive, Carbless keeps the good times pouring. So when the game's on the line, make the winning call. Skip the mixing, grab the bliss, and make every seat the best seat in the house. Find Carbless near you at drinkcarbless.com.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Jesse and Tausch live from Vortex Optics. And joining them now. I like that too. Thanks for the chuckle. Joining them now on sets in front of the roaring fireplace. Doesn't appear that he brought his dog, but it sounds like my kind of place to work. It is Vortex Optics CEO, Vortex Joe Hamilton. Joe, good morning. Thanks for joining us. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. We love having you guys here and love being on.
They said that you were getting warmed up. Did you sing a few bars?
He's doing jumping jacks. You know, he's obviously a very physically fit young man.
Like
push-ups and burpees and all of that stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all the burpees. CEO stuff. Stand
all right, Joe, you run a very successful company.
Thank you.
I do find myself wondering what your trivia resume is. Jesse, of course, plays trivia on a regular basis. He's got a team name and everything. Do you feel good about the role, not only as CEO of a very successful organization, but also to ask 3 fairly simple trivia questions on our somewhat popular radio show?
I feel very strongly that I'm going to keep my day job, but being this trivia connoisseur, that's more my wife's speed. But I'm going to do my best. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be hired for this anytime soon.
Okay, well we all have our strengths, and I'm still trying to find mine. All right, time now for Wilde and Tausch trivia presented by Cousin Subs.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is presented by Cousin Subs. Cousin Subs' $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch sub, bag of chips or regular fries, fountain drink, and a cookie. All for just $10. This deal is only available online or through the Cousin
Subs app.
Joining us. Good finish.
Joining us now. We've got a veteran contestant to go with our rookie.
Oh, that's good. That's good. We got a rookie announcer and we got a veteran contestant. That's a good
matchup. Good matchup.
Our longtime contestant is Jeff in Monroe. Jeff, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good. Good morning to all of you. Hi, Vortex Joe.
Hey, Jeff.
Nicely done. Guys go way back. Sandbox buddies, you and
that's right.
Vortex Joe. All right.
We got this, Jeff.
I turn this over now The category, of course, is Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. Joe, again, you have the full support of the Wilde and Tausch family here.
Vortex Joe. Vortex
If
Joe.
your computer suddenly gives you the black screen of death or something, because I'm assuming you're borrowing Jesse's computer.
I am.
Yes, you
I've
didn't
had
bring your
to do
own.
the little.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Yeah, make sure you don't hit any extra browsers. Just
What the
I'm
heck?
just saying. I don't want to get him confused. Yeah, okay.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying.
All right. So I turn it over now to Vortex Joe, CEO of Vortex Optics, Joe Hamilton, with question number 1.
All right, Monroe Jeff, here we go. We got this. Greenigs from Barneveld, a Wisconsin village with a population just over 1,300. Located in a county that shares its name with which of these neighboring states?
Oh.
Iowa, Minnesota, or Yooper?
Iowa.
Boom. Nice work. 1 for 1.
Good start. Good start.
I had a good feeling about you. Okay. Question 2. Which of these Wisconsin cities is located the shortest distance away from the state capitol building in Madison? Platteville, Evansville, or Mayville?
I'm pretty sure that's Evansville.
This
Yeah!
Wow. This guy is a veteran.
Killing it.
Just an absolute ringer.
Did you know that one, Tausch?
I did not. No.
I didn't know that either. My freshman football coach, though, was from Mayville. Shout out to Coach Simon. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cardinals.
Okay, we'll have to delve into that here in a second.
Yeah, that's right. We question 3 here?
Let's
do
knock
it.
out.
We knock it out? Okay, Jeff, we got it, man. 3 for 3. Best known as a popular summer Wisconsin tourism spot, you can use your Vortex rangefinder to measure distances on the course at Big Fish Golf Club, ranked number 37, not 38, in the state at top100golfcourses.com. Located in which of these Wisconsin cities? Whew, that was a long one.
Yeah.
It's a long one.
Okay.
You did great.
Thanks. Number 1, Eagle River,
Okay.
Lake Geneva, or Hayward?
Tough question.
Yeah,
Don't mix it up
Up
with
in
number
Hayward,
37 or 38.
there's some kind of museum that has a big fish outside. So I'm going to say Hayward.
Oh,
yeah, I would guess Hayward, too. Way to go, Jeff.
Got it.
Hey, let's go.
It's like Stockton to Malone.
It's pretty good.
maybe I got a new gig.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Never lost in the
Jeff.
in the Vortex Joe era.
Yeah.
Perfect week with Vortex. Yeah, we got it.
Perfect
work,
all
Jeff.
time with Vortex Joe.
Yeah, Stockton to Malone was exactly the comparison I was thinking of there, too. You nailed it. I love it.
I know. I could feel
Who's
it.
Stockton? Who's Malone? That's
Oh, I'm definitely short white guy.
there you go.
I know my role.
Oh, my.
There we go. Stockton to Hornacek. It's Stockton to Hornacek.
I like it. Nice pivot. So am I.
It's always a good day when we get a Jeff Hornacek reference into the program.
Doesn't happen often.
It happens more than you
Underappreciated.
think, though.
A lot lately.
Joe, great job. Jeff,
Thank you.
got 3 out of 3. I still can't believe you got the third one. Thank God you knew about the Big Fish Museum or whatever it is.
That was a clue. That was a clue.
That's impressive. So you've got 4 entries. You could win a Cousin Subs gift card. I know you've won trivia before. Not sure you've won it in the Cousin Subs era. So good luck, Jeff. Thanks for playing.
Thanks a lot. Love you guys, including Vortex Joe.
Look at that. You got to love you your first time out.
I love you.
We
too,
had to
Jeff.
put 4 years in to get Jeff to say love you to us. That's fantastic.
All right, so that's Wilde and Tausch trivia. Now, what, Joe? Are you going to stick around? Are you going
I'll
to
stick
hang
around
out
as long as you need me.
You got a company to run, so I don't want to impose, but it does feel like a good opportunity to talk a little bit more about Vortex. Thank you again for the rangefinders. The girls turn their games around, makes up for their having a bad golfer for a dad. So awesome on that. But you guys are good there around the fire?
Yeah, let's come back and we'll talk a little bit more about Vortex.
I like this.
You know what? I think there's some takes here. Matt LaFleur, he's got some Packer thoughts too that we want to delve into as well.
That's why I came on here.
That's exactly right.
And I can go eat a donut.
That'll be your third one, so it'll be good.
If Joe turns his back on the camera and is looking at a Surface tablet while we're doing the segment, then we'll be in trouble. More Wilde and Tausch live from Vortex in Barneveld. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Win a pair of tickets to see Green Bay host Chicago on December 7th, which includes access to Green Bay's upscale tailgating destination, the Tundra Trio. 3 upscale homes just steps from the stadium, featuring next-level pre- and post-game festivities with gourmet food and premium drinks. Thanks to Dr. Pepper and ESPN Wisconsin. Enter to win now at ESPNWisconsin.com. Wherever you watch the game, nothing hits like the bold signature flavor of Dr. Pepper. Enjoy an ice-cold Dr. Pepper during your next visit to McDonald's. No purchase necessary. Enter by November 23rd.
Timeout on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30/2025.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck. Each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
We see you out there gearing up for the cold weather ahead. From home winterization to vehicle maintenance, insulated apparel, and more, Blaine's Farm and Fleet has what you need for the season at unbeatable value. Like 40-pound bags of Morton Elite Ice Melt, $7.99. A 16-inch Performance Tool Power Tool Storage Rack, $24.99. And save 30% on zero-exposure outerwear for the whole family. Find the value you need to get ready for winter your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Stroh for my great friends at Door County Distillery. Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. It's the best time of the year. It's bourbon season. Weather outside getting a little chilly, but you can stay warm with a delicious glass of the Door County Distillery bourbon. Or check out Door County Distillery exclusives like their cherry bourbon and their bat bourbon. It's bat good. Visit their website, doorcountydistillery.com. That's doorcountydistillery.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Mark Toscher here for Pizza Hut, and let me tell you, Pizza Hut delivers a win every time with the Big Dinner Box. For just $19.99, get 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks. Feed your whole team for one unbeatable price. Choose your crust, hand-tossed, pan, thin and crispy, or even tavern style. Order now for delivery or carry-out at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. The Big Dinner Box for just $19.99, only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one outpizzas the Hut.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy provides year-round training programs designed around your schedule and your goals. For over 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement with a state-of-the-art 52,000 square foot facility of elite baseball training space and coaches who know how to get results. From youth to high school, baseball players trust GRB to help them reach their next level. Training program spots are filling quickly, so don't wait. Register now at grbacademy.com.
we're on the Badgers.
Wisconsin needs to find a way to validate today's performance.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
What I fear out of this is that it's just going to be a hollow win.
This is 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Dancing on the edge, about to take it too far. Messing with my head, how I mess with your heart. If you wake up in your bed, alone in the dark, I'm sorry. Gotta leave before you love me. 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 Leave before you
Wilde and Tausch rolls on. Now, Jesse, this is normally your time to shine during Whoa Nelly. Now,
We're going to say whoa Nelly to whoa Nelly today.
Well, I was going to say, you don't necessarily have the strongest track record.
Yeah.
Whoa, Nelly, let me tell you about that Keith Jackson, and let me tell you about Vortex Joe, hearing my voice and knowing it.
I gave you my Pat Murphy take, and you can tune in tomorrow night to the Barry Alvarez show at 6 o'clock on ESPN Madison to hear
Starring
more.
Jesse Nelson.
There you go.
Be no booing in a bar from Barry this week after that big win.
Well, there will not
Saturday.
be. Go boo in a bar.
All right, so before we get into all the great things that Vortex has going, we're obviously a Packers dominant show. You are a big-time Packer fan.
Die hard.
What did you tell me? I don't know if this is on air or off air. Can you tell me what you did Monday night? And you're kind of frustrated a little bit with some things like a lot of our callers, both on our post-game show and on Wilde and Tausch, there's a lot of frustration with a certain CEO-type coach of the G&G right now.
Yeah, so I'm a diehard. I did something I've never done before. I know Philly's a good team, but I was so fed up with the offensive performance that I boycotted the second half and went to bed.
You boycotted?
I boycotted. Yeah, I wasn't actually thinking I was going to talk about it, so I didn't think you'd ever get to LaFleur, but here we are.
Yeah, LaFleur listens pretty regularly, and Jason is, I'm sure, this might be your way to lead into your first question to LaFleur today. Jason,
Vortex Joe boycotted.
Vortex Joe boycotted. What are you going to do to get this thing going?
Yep, never done it before.
So do you have confidence that he can get this thing fixed?
So I actually do.
Okay.
I was very upset, obviously. I do. I've seen it in moments, in games where either from first to second half or what have you, I've seen him dial up very creative offenses, and I just think that's what was missing. I don't know if he's not trusting Love, but there's a lack of creativity. There's a lack of a downfield passing game. I feel like it's very predictable run, first down. It just seemed – and even Jacobs, I thought, said they were calling out the play.
Yeah.
So
if you hadn't went to bed and boycotted, you'd have heard him on the TV broadcast. They literally were yelling, zone right, and they stuffed the play on fourth down, and we ended up getting the ball back, but not ended up finding a way to win. So Vortex Joe knows what he's talking about. Now, he's got good insight, and you have great insight when it comes to your business, and I have to say, as I drove in here today, flags lining up the entire driveway. Veterans Day is a huge deal out here.
Yep.
Explain why.
Yeah, so, my father was a veteran, and my brother was a veteran. So my father did 3 tours in Vietnam, and my brother did 2 tours in Afghanistan and 1 in Iraq. And then we have over 50 veterans that work here. But I think, and I hope you'll agree, I think the freedom that we have to run a business, to be on a show, on a podcast, it's all because men and women show up and they serve. And they protect our country and our freedoms, and so I don't think we can't thank them enough. So yes, Veterans Day, you're going to have lining flags. As soon as you get on our campus driving in, we had coffee for local veterans to come in. We had challenge coins for them if they came into the showroom. We had a lunch for all our veteran employees. It's a big day for us, and it should be a big day for everyone.
I would agree 100%. And you talked about the showroom promotions, and you have the merchandise. It's not just scopes. It is, and Jason can attest to the range finders. Anybody can come in, right? You have public tours. People come on in, check out everything you guys have to offer.
Yeah, so we definitely want to be a company where we're welcoming to anybody. So you want to come in. We want to visit you with you. We want to those brands wants to send you it, and then we want you here. If you call us ahead of time, we line up a tour. But we love customers to come in here.
And one of the other things, and you have to explain this from a business standpoint, you have your VIP warranty, and I had a buddy that has one of your scopes, very nice scope, and it fell and it broke and it cracked, and you give lifetime warranties to your stuff.
Yeah. So one of the things whenever you sell a product, it's a very technical product, is everybody gets so enamored with the technical aspect. And I think we got the best stuff technically, for sure. But I think where the rubber meets the road is what happens when something goes wrong. And so we've always had it that we will repair or replace anything for free, even if it's your fault. You need no receipt. There's no warranty card to fill out. There's no box to keep. We say we've got your back no matter what.
That is, I don't know how many other businesses do that. Mm-hmm. And just, it's an amazing thing that's one of the things you guys do.
Yeah, my father was really big on it. Used to be a retailer, and a lot of times he would sell product to a customer, and then something would go bad, and he'd have to go to bat for the customer, and sometimes he'd just have to replace it on his dime. So he said when we had our brand that was never going to happen. We were going to have the customers back, the retailers back, no matter what. And he said, if that means we go out of business, then we weren't meant to be in business. And it turns out we not only stayed in business, it's our number one marketing tool.
I can totally understand that. And speaking of your marketing tools, just being out, we do national parks every year. And the amount of folks, because it's to see Vortex hats and sweatshirts and shirts in the Madison area, okay, it's spreading all over the place. So the merch, you obviously have gotten into golf. And I'll let Jason ask a little bit about that. You have the golf range out here that people can go hit balls at.
Right.
That is another layer to your business.
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to get all of you into Vortex Nation is what we call it. So whether it's binoculars, spotting scopes, rangefinders, golf, hunting, shooting, whether it's merch with the hats and the hoodies and things like that, we definitely view ourselves as a lifestyle brand, not just selling you the best tool on the market.
So, I'm talking with Joe Hamilton, Vortex Joe, as he's known on Wilde and Tausch, the CEO of Vortex.
And will be known.
That's his new deal.
Exactly. Join the Vortex Joe podcast next week. We'll be talking to Wilde and Tausch.
Yes.
I wanted to.
Well, it's fair. You have a podcast. He does have a podcast setup upstairs.
We do.
And production and commercials.
Thing.
We saw the whole deal.
Yeah.
And a preschool you have
Vortex
on campus?
Joe is now going to stick.
We
have a preschool. Yes.
It's incredible.
So the preschool is, it is the number one benefit for the people who use it, and it's a lot. We've got over 115 kids.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's just it sounds to me.
And
like
the amount of people that have dogs.
I was kidding.
Yeah, so we call them therapy dogs.
There you go. I'm just trying to help.
We call them therapy dogs. Yeah, but we're a dog-friendly environment. Yeah.
But I want to go back to the beginning because in preparation and because I'm jealous that I didn't get to come today, and I am appreciative of you guys helping our golf games for our girls. We'll get to the golf in a second. But according to your corporate timeline, it all began with Dan and Margie. Dan retiring from dentistry and starting a Wild Birds Unlimited. So explain to me how it goes.
He was going to hang up the drill.
Yes, so take us from there to now, because
I didn't know it was going to need an
story.
explanation. I thought it was pretty obvious.
Nothing's obvious in this world.
It's a natural transition from dentistry to Wild Birds Unlimited. No, so my dad gets out of Vietnam. He's got the GI Bill. He kind of tells it like he threw a dart at a board of respectable careers. It lands on dentistry. He becomes a dentist. He's about 10 years in, and he hates being a dentist. Okay, he doesn't like the fact that nobody likes to go to the dentist.
Right.
Nobody likes. And he's trying to make it this enjoyable experience, and he's really up against it. So he's not having fun. He's not enjoying it. Him and my mom would take, at the time we had 3 brothers. They'd have a 4th later, but they'd go on these hikes, and my mom got into backyard bird feeding, and so they frequented a local Wild Birds Unlimited. And next thing you might know, my dad is saying, I think I could do this, and I think retail would be easier than dentistry, which is somewhat laughable here 38 years later. But he makes friends with the franchise owner, and they said, yeah, we'd love to have you as the new franchise owner, but Indiana, we're in Indiana, that we said we have too many here, so it's Wisconsin. So they said you can either go Milwaukee, Green Bay, or Madison. So he did a loop, and he went to Milwaukee, said it's too big. He went to Green Bay, said it's too small, and on his way back he hit Madison. He thought just right.
It's the porridge of the three cities. There
exactly. And then, as they like to tell it, we in a covered wagon in '86, they came up with 3 young boys, and he started a Wild Birds Limited.
What a deal!
Yeah, there you go.
And it was 2002 though that Vortex came along and hit the market, right?
So yeah, he got into optics because people wanted to see birds. And so it started with him just getting into selling it as a retailer and then becoming a mail order business and an e-tailer. And then eventually we started our own brands in 2002, and Vortex was the one that eventually just became the main brand. So,
all right. And so obviously...
I thought that was obvious.
No, I thought it was a great story. And you know I love a great story.
No, it is. It's a good story.
Last thing, so you can get back to running your successful company and stop spending time with us three knuckleheads. The golf aspect of it, obviously you have an incredible number of products and scopes and everything else, and obviously Tausch has benefited incredibly from the binoculars when he's calling Badger games with
Yes,
with
that
Matt
has
LePay.
helped immensely.
But where did the golf aspect of this come from? Because that's how I was introduced to you guys, and I had never... You know, being the bad golfer I am, I had never even used a rangefinder until the girls got theirs, and it is a game changer. But what made you guys go into that space next a couple of years ago?
Right. So we've kind of a combination of, one, we have a lot of retailers that cross over between hunting and shooting as well as offering golf products, and they love Vortex. They say, hey, you're my number one line, love working with you guys, you've got great service. You know, have you thought about getting into the golf space? Internally, outside of hunting and shooting, golf might be the most number one passion of the people that work here. So we had a passion internally. Whenever we've got a customer that sort of drives the economics of the business, they're telling us they want us to get into something. That usually is a pretty good recipe. That's, in fact, how we got into rifle scopes, red dots, and hunting rangefinders. So that gave us a lot of confidence to explore and do kind of all the market research, and eventually we thought, hey, this is something that we really think that we can be the best at.
Well, it is phenomenal, and it's a great story in Barneveld. Joe, thank you for spending time with us. It is.
Thank you.
As you can see, it's never dull around with our program.
Oh,
but
not at all.
You crushed the trivia. You guys are having a great success there, and we love being a partner with you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you being here.
Tausch, while we say goodbye to Joe, you could say hello to Coors Light and your love of that beverage.
Yeah, indeed. Whether you're tailgating pregame, enjoying your experience during the game, or celebrating a big win after the game and you didn't boycott the second half, Coors Light will be what crack open that Rocky Mountain cold Coors Light brewed with that 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged. So it is made to chill, but make sure to celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
I'd actually say boycotting the second half is the best time to have a Coors Light.
That's what's beautiful. You can have it both ways.
Certainly made the right call. All right, we will wrap things up live from Vortex. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Feel the thrill, chase the excitement, and win big. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock.
If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You Rah! Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today.
Being inducted into the Hall of Fame is an honor I never dreamt of.
A National Player of the Year, an Olympic gold medalist, and now Wisconsin women's hockey's first player inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Brianna Decker reflecting on an illustrious career, her words at the induction ceremony podium on the Wisconsin Badger Days, audio courtesy TSN.
We weren't just building a team, we were building a family. And it wasn't just the wins or the titles that made it special. It was the accountability and the trust that we had and the love that we had for one another.
Get a whole house of new Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% financing for up to 6 years.
Wow. Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
We love the Packers. We bleed green and gold. And every time our team takes the field, well, it's pure football bliss. If only there was a way to experience that blissful winning feeling every day. At Associated Bank, we've got you with 10% off Lambeau concessions and 15% off Pro Shop merch. All when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank. It's how Packers fans keep winning on game day and every day. Associated Bank, Bank of the Packers. Learn more at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
We're on the Badgers.
I know what the potential of this program is. I know what the expectation of this program is.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
I want to compete, and I want this program to compete.
This is 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's a beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day. To let it get away on the road. But you got no destination in the mind.
Thanks again to Joe Hamilton, otherwise known around these parts as Vortex Joe. He seemed to embrace it, so I appreciate it.
He loved it.
Playing along. Jesse, you getting a good view of some of the birds in the area?
I can look outside, see stuff. I can zoom in like right on our video stream over here and get your face crystal clear. These are great binoculars.
That's what binoculars do.
That is what binoculars do.
On the carbless ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line, list is more. Matt in West Bend texts in, sounds like Vortex Joe went to go boo in a bed on Monday night.
It's not bad.
That's pretty good.
Another chapter of
That's
go
pretty
boo in
good.
a bar.
Yep.
Go boo in a bar.
Since Vortex obviously brings you closer to figuring out how far you are from the pin or from your target, or in Jesse's case, zooming in on the camera lens of our video at Vortex, what do we need to take a closer look at when it comes to the Packers tomorrow when we resume our program, since we're almost done today?
So,
what are we not taking a close enough look at?
Yeah, to me, it's going to be what's the lineup at offensive line? How are they going to reshuffle with Elton Jenkins being put on IR? What are the solutions to getting this offense functioning? And the kicking game. Those are my three things that I think we need to zoom in on and figure out, because defensively, I don't have a ton of questions. I feel good.
Mm-hmm. You should.
I don't feel good about the kicking game, and I certainly don't feel good about the offense, and I think the offensive line is where we need to start as far as figuring out how we can improve and get better. And what that lineup is going to look like, I'll be shocked if it's not Sean Ryan at center, and then kind of bounce around. Hopefully Aaron Banks is going to be healthy enough to play, and that you'll start getting some consistency and some schematic things that maybe will help that group be more effective. Because Bulaga was probably down on this group as I've heard him in the 2 years he's been breaking this down. And part of it is we stunk and we didn't score any points, but this has been building. We have not been very good up front, especially when you start looking at the resources that you've put in. So that's got to, in order for all of the other questions, Jordan Love and letting it rip and all this other stuff, I do think that's where your core, that's always where offenses start. And I think they just need to be better than what they've been.
I've also seen some text and some comments on our social media feeds. We're more than midway through the season now. It's time to start seeing what the Green Bay Packers are relative to the rest of the NFC contenders. It's not just training camp where we're just measuring what the Packers are. We also need to start measuring what they are.
Well, we're well behind where the Rams are. I would say the Rams are heavy favorites right now. We're not that far behind Philadelphia. We just watched it. And then I think we are right in the middle of that Tier 2 group of teams. I would put the Rams at the top. Obviously, their game with Seattle this weekend will tell us a lot about where that NFC West is going to shake out.
All right, that is it for us today. Thanks to Brian Bulaga. Thanks to Uncle Homer. And thanks to Vortex Joe for being such a good host to Jesse and Tausch on their campus of Vortex in Barneveld. That's it for us. We'll do it again tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on the ESPN Wisconsin app.